stripe, baby. Fifth stripe, 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 fifth stripe. Fifth stripe. It's the fifth stripe, baby. Fifth stripe.
Are we gonna start rapping? Do you want to do this? I can't rap, dude.
My name Ryan McGuire and I came to rap. I came and stick my dick in your mama's trap. I don't mean a mouse trap. I mean a pussy. Oh, sorry.
Wait, we're live?
Sorry, guys. It's the Fifth Stripe Podcast. The Fifth Stripe Podcast.
Yeah, we're done. All right. Well, welcome to the Fifth Stripe Podcast. I'm your host, Oliver Long. We have a studio that's going to be getting filled here shortly. We have Zach. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. You got a mic today.
In the house.
You hear me, right?
We can definitely hear you.
You're not just like an echoey voice from above.
No, it's, well, yeah, I mean, he is still from above, but
Echoey voice and no more.
that's right. And as you hear on the mic, we have, again, Mr. Ryan McGuire. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Just I was supposed to be out of town this weekend doing some biz stuff, but it ended up getting pushed while we get some stuff straightened out. So I was like, hey, I'll stop in while I have a little time on the back end of this pretty awesome California trip I was on. So
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Let's get through some sponsors real quick and let's delve into what's up with you guys. So shout out to our sponsors, JustGeePants.com, 6-month guarantee, always
free shipping.
Saloon Door, the best in the biz. Get yourself a craft beer, stay hydrated, and get some yum yum in your tum tum. Yum
Tum.
ManFeed Pro, flex like a kangaroo, look like Birdo. Hardcore all day, every day. CANNIXX, under your tongue, on your bum, rub it wherever you need to.
On your ankles.
Good.
On your ankles, on your teeth.
On your ankles, your cankles, your teeth.
Your animals.
Man, CANNIXX.
Multi-use.
Great. And shout out to Third Coast Grappling. So,
What's good?
was good. Speaking of that, let's get into it. So, Mr. Businessman here, been making some moves.
The terms, you just use that term really loosely.
What, businessman?
Yeah, we're in business, man.
Well,
but
no.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, every day is business, right?
Every day you're pohada in these days because
everyday pohada.
something that we came off the trip of this was I really got in, really cool with Professor Homola Bahal, Edwin Najmi, those guys up in Northridge. We came to an agreement on a partnership with Homola's brand, Everyday Pohada, which is kind of like a lifestyle brand. It's kind of like a mindset. It's about always grinding, working hard, doing the next best thing, and being different, standing out, not following the social norms, and that's kind of like what we're about as as Third Coast Grappling. It's kind of like what we're trying to do. So
Yeah.
it was a natural partnership. It worked out well, and we're together for the long run. So he's gonna help us out in Brazil. We're gonna do what we can for him out here stateside, and then we'll go from there.
That's a hell of a partnership, man. That's the Everyday Pohada. I like to call it the movement. I think everybody likes to call it the movement at this point. Oh, you little deaf over there?
Yeah, there we go.
Is that better?
All better.
I just got to jiggle a little bit.
But out there with those guys, I mean, we did a lot of good training, had some good talks, and
Yeah.
we were aligned on a lot of things for the future. I mean, there's some really exciting stuff going on, and like the grappling landscape as a whole is ripe for a breakthrough moment. And I think there's a lot of guys out there doing a lot of good, that serve their purpose out here. And there's everybody has their purpose. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. Everybody's trying to spread grappling.
Yeah.
All of it's good. What's bad is when you get involved with people that don't know what they're doing. And, there's just a whole new swath of issues that come with that. But
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with competition. Healthy competition is always good. It keeps the scene from getting stagnant. One promotion is going to push the other promotion, and hopefully we can all work together to make a blossom. And you don't always get that, unfortunately, but like you said, I mean, Third Coast Grappling came off kind of a grassroots movement here out of Houston. Homie got the Everyday Pohada, kind of a same thing. It's a grassroots movement. It blew up like crazy. I mean, it's taken the jiu-jitsu scene by storm. And, you guys partnering up and Third Coast Grappling partnering up with Everyday Pohada That's gonna be amazing, man.
Yeah,
Great.
they're great guys, and I mean, they're Professor Dracolino and Homolo. I mean, came up with them. I mean, they're both two of the best guys ever to do it. Both of them are icons in grappling, and I think this is just going to do nothing but help our brand, help their brand, and really go into our December show on fire.
Yeah,
we got some big things in the works for that, but I can't speak on that right now.
Well, we got something between here in December, don't we?
The qualifiers.
The qualifiers. That's
Third
right.
Coast Grappling 2 qualifiers we'll have at Scout Bar again, October 26th. We're going to be doing a $20 ticket flat. We'll have some $100, $150 tables. We'll have some VIP folding chair seating for friends and family. It's going to be awesome. We're going to showcase the up and comers at Blue Belt, 180 and below gi, and for women it's 160 and below no gi. So I mean, after the match we saw at 3CG2 with Natalia Santoro and Stephanie Trevino, man, that was amazing. And those are two of the two blue belts that laid out on the line. And so we have a few more in the works and in the game around here in Houston that are really good that just need the right opportunity, and they'll get that opportunity on the 26th. That's good, man. That's good. And this one's at Scout Bar, you said, right? Yeah, we're going to go back to where kind of where we started. We have a great relationship with them, and for the smaller shows, I think it's the perfect size room for our qualifiers events. Instead of getting, we want to make sure that our numbers events are always, up and beyond, know, and make sure that they're bigger, larger than life. And then our qualifiers events are still going to have great production value, but they're going to be more of a smaller room, more of a,
I like the term intimate.
Yeah, intimate. Yeah, more of an intimate experience.
Yeah, you get to the smells, the sights, the sounds. It's amazing. It's good.
Yeah, we have going into next year. I mean, we're going to take this bad boy on the road. We're going to go see Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Corpus Christi, Houston twice, 2 qualifiers. So pretty much every month there's going to be something going on, something big, and we're just going to keep growing this thing. And by the end of this time next year, I promise you, we're going to be the most exciting and recognizable brand out there. That's good. And I have no doubt about it at all. With what we're doing, the momentum we have, the things that we've got in the works, we're primed for a breakthrough movement, like I said, and I think we'll be right in the front of it. Yeah, no, I definitely see that happening, man. Just seeing what you and Zach have done so far with Third Coast Grappling, it's going to be amazing. Speaking of your California trip, though, Homula wasn't the only one you saw out there, right? I heard you made around a couple of gyms, got to meet some, or hang out with some now old friends, right? No longer new friends. No, I got to, I hit up Keenan. He was like, come out to Studio 540. We're going to be, I'm going to be teaching out there. We'll hang out, grab a burger, whatever. Excellent. So I get there, and Keenan's there. It was awesome seeing him. He taught a great class. DJ Jackson, 3CG alum, was there as well. Yep. Guys, he's amazing. We have to train. We all went out and got burgers afterwards and just talked jiu-jitsu, man. Like, a lot of us are on the same page with the direction and just the kind of the scene and the way things are moving with grappling. And Keenan has been really complimentary of what we're creating in terms of our live events and what we're able to do to capture that audience that normally is not captured because they don't understand it, they don't train, and it's not really palatable for a wide audience yet. But with our shows, he said it perfect. He's like, hey, you guys put on shows that, even if people don't do jiu-jitsu, they're going to enjoy themselves because they can watch the show, they can hang out with their friends, they can jam out to the music, have some drinks. It's an event. It's not just a grappling tournament. It's an event. It's like basically a jiu-jitsu concert, as I would like to say it. And then the competitors are the rock stars. That's the way I like to look at it, is that the competitors on stage are the rock stars, and we're just throwing a concert, baby. That's how it is, man. And the thing, everybody wins on that. Everybody has fun. It's especially here, I'd say probably in the last 10 years or so, jiu-jitsu has probably been getting more professionalized. People have been able to make more of a living, being a professional grappler, as opposed to a professional instructor. And, it's good to see promotions come up. I mean, we don't say names here, but there's been promotions who don't necessarily hold up their end of the bargain or make it good or profitable for the fighters to want to return to their promotion and fight. And they do it almost out of necessity, where they're like, it's more of a face game as it is to make a career off of. But Third Coast Grappling, I mean, you guys put on high dollar events. I mean, you pay your fighters. You put submission bonuses in there. I mean, it's a true way for people to make a living if it's a good model. I mean, what happened with us is, I've been told by multiple people in the industry, like kind of respectable, is that we kind of made everybody step their game up. And I'm not being cocky. We came in brash, new, fresh, new rule set, huge matchups, huge cards, not even a year in, you know what I mean? And we came in and did that. And I've been told by multiple promoters that, hey, you made us step our game up, our quality of cards, because for a while there, when there's no competition, the product can get stagnant, very stagnant, you know? So it's like people can sit there, rest on their laurels and just do enough to pay the bills and just kind of have their business machine going because they're comfortable making that normal income. They're not worried about taking a risk or doing something different that might impact their bottom line. Us, we came in, we didn't care about that. We wanted to spread the sport. We wanted to put on awesome events and we wanted to do a different approach, and we knew the money would come in time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We knew that would come eventually. If we did our part right and executed the vision the way it's, laid out, we knew money would come along. So we didn't go into it like, hey, we need all this. I mean, between myself and Zach, we put up thousands of our own money, of course, to start it, but we also had some great investors, some partners that came in, Mr. Jim, other people that have came in to really help us out and take this to the next level. And now we're about to reach another milestone with some other guys that this could be.
And what are we in? Year 1 here.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I've been I told people since day one, they're like, man, this guy's an asshole. Why is he, you're not wrong, but why is he continuing to say just wait or stay tuned or he's going to change the game or he's going to do that? So it's kind of like positive affirmation at the same time. I believe it, but it's also vocalizing it, verbalizing it, putting it out into the universe. I think that has something to do with it.
I think a good backup is also spite motivation. I
exactly.
like spite motivation.
Oh man, like hate, amazing. Like being fueled on hate and disdain. Like I mean, that's better than anything.
Hate can be a good weapon.
It can.
Yeah, that's good.
Like a murder weapon or a motivation weapon.
Yeah, you can. Well,
a few things. I got dark there. Sorry.
Next time.
Yeah.
But no, like you're saying, jiu-jitsu, just like in any industry, anything going out there, it can get stagnant. I mean, it's like we were fortunate to have Professor Dracolino on with us last week, and we were talking about jiu-jitsu in general. Obviously, it's kind of his forte, and we were talking about the butt scooting 50-50 back and forth and all. And IBJJF is great. It's a great tournament, great competition, and everything. But it does get to the point where you have these points players that you'll see some of the highest level black belts, highest level competitors in the world sit down, drag ass, lock 50-50, hit bump each other for about 5 minutes, and then you're like, all right, cool, 2 advantages, 2 sweeps, whatever, this guy wins. But the good thing about these grappling promotions, like you guys are doing, it puts these specific rule sets out there that changes the dynamic, changes the game. So it's it works good. Like you said, it helps keep the progression going, and it helps motivate people to not just keep like the tournament scene and the competition scene going, but like their actual jiu-jitsu game going. No,
for sure. And I think just overall, I think the sport, there's a lot of people involved, involved for a long time. The way things used to be and the way things are now aren't the same. Technology's changed, the world has changed. Everything has changed, and with all that change comes the sports changing. It's evolving. You got celebrities getting involved. You've got all people from all walks of life getting involved.
Yeah.
Professor Brandon in the house. And it's I know it's out. So, but yeah, that was kind of how that was going to go, and as the more things change, the more things.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, they're saying to turn around the game. Okay.
Shout out to some of our listeners. We got some other podcasters listening in. Shout out to you guys. They're helping us with some technical stuff along the way. But while we got a couple minutes, Professor Brandon Wolverine Mullins, welcome. How are you doing? He's looking fly as always. And Professor Isai, not bringing food for everybody here. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up?
That's
Gang
right. So again, welcome. We've been talking about Third Coast Grappling.
Kind of what's coming up.
What is that? What is Third Coast Grappling?
What is it?
Is that like a new event or something? Or?
Well, it's kind of like Third Coast Grappling. It's just kind of it's a new event.
It's like everyday Pohada and a grappling.
Tell you, that smells like
damn,
shit,
bro.
Dude.
Yeah, it does. It smells really bad.
Smells like cat.
What
food,
is
dude.
that?
Poke.
It smells like cat food.
Poke.
Sounds like poke.
Like did you poke the back end of a cat to dig that out? Because that smells amazing.
Did you poke a homeless person and develop that smell?
I'll eat it fast.
No, that's cool.
I wouldn't eat that if it smelled like that. Honestly.
Wow.
So good, dude.
That's ripe.
That is
ripe.
That is rough. That's like
Yeah.
that's some spicy tuna for show.
That's right.
Yeah, it's spicy tuna.
It is spicy tuna?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I can taste the spice.
But yeah, it's coming up. Qualifiers December 7th next year. It's gonna be great.
So I'm going through the messages here, and Professor Brandon said he's going to scream when he got here. So, there it is.
That was,
there it is. I don't want you to make it live yourself.
My headphones are cutting like in and out.
Are they?
Yeah, I can barely hear anything.
I do that. See, it's even better.
When is the qualifying event? It's in October?
October 26th.
At Scout Bar again, right?
Yeah, at Scout Bar where it started. It's gonna be a good time. Those are a little bit more wild and crazy. It's gonna be a little more, intimate venue, but I think it's gonna be good for everybody.
Those are the type of events you end up at Waffle House. So.
It's the blue belts again or purple?
It's gonna be blue belt, 180 and below males, and then 160 and below female no-gi.
Why don't you do purple? Why you do blue again?
Because honestly, the purple belt's kind of scarce around here. I mean, to actually put together,
Ooh, it sounds like a personal challenge to all purple belts in the
apply
area.
now. I'm just saying,
Man.
the application is open. Purple belts come through. We'll put you out there.
What if they create like a Facebook page like those idiots that are going to storm Area 51?
I'm going with
What
them.
if they storm Scout Bar
Purple
on
Belt
October
storm?
26th?
Oh man.
Scout Bar has some of the most upstanding security staff around.
Yeah, but can they handle a swarm of like 63 purple belts?
I think so, Professor.
Really?
I think what Ryan's saying I don't know if there's 63 who are going to
But
show up.
how many jiu-jitsu guys are like law-abiding citizens or nice guys? So if the nice security guy says, "Hey guys, you can't come in," they're just going to be like, "All right, I respect your wishes. I'm a respectable, honorable jiu-jitsu guy, and I'm going to go home."
yeah,
gonna
but
do
you're going to
this.
have like mob
They're gonna throw
mentality.
this up.
Like mob mentality is going to click in. One guy's going to do something shady, then everyone else is going to feel okay about doing it. It's going to get out of
The shitty
hand.
guy might have been a crayonch. So I mean, he went down that path.
Crayonchi.
Crayonch.
Crayonchi.
So I'm kind of glad you brought up this Area 51. I saw, unfortunately, he's not here, but Coach Ricky made it.
He was on it.
Oh, dude, he made it Facebook official today. Said that he is joining in on the
I think
stampede
it's
of Area
great.
51.
They should totally do it, man.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm
Like
ready.
seriously, even if like 20,000 people showed up, the government can't stop them. They can't just like kill them. They can't do that.
I mean, they can.
They won't.
Well,
First of all, the soldiers aren't going to do it. That's the problem with like these regimes that get too big, is you start telling the soldiers, they start telling them kill these people, and at some point it's their family, and they're not going to do it. So that may not be the case at Area 51. But no,
If you had a family that turned into an alien, or they were a family of aliens and you were a soldier and they revolted, would you shoot them?
hey, as a resident
no,
alien,
but that's
I'm
not what we're
slightly
talking
offended by
about.
this.
Of course, if one of my family members turned into, say, a zombie or something, yeah, I would kill them, right?
You gotta
I would
bring
put them
them.
out of their misery,
Yeah.
right? And I would appreciate if they would do that to me if I turned into a zombie. But what I'm talking about is if 20,000 people show up to Area 51, they cannot just murder all those people. They cannot do that. That's going to become civil war.
There'll be tear gas for sure.
Maybe.
Rubber bullets.
But I mentioned this before. What happened when that
High-powered water
rancher,
hose.
Clive Bundy, you don't remember this?
Who? What's his name?
There was a rancher. His name was Clive Bundy.
Oh, up in Oregon.
This would happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was Nevada. I
Nevada,
think.
yeah, somewhere around there.
So there was like 100 people, or maybe 200 people. The government showed up. They all had guns. They weren't going to back down. The government left. They did nothing.
There's those people. I think,
So if 20,000 people show up to Area 51, it's going to cause real problems.
but there are like state secrets. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there that could be compromise our national security. So they could mow down 20,000 people.
I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm just saying they cannot murder all those people. They can't. It will
20,000
be
versus 20
anarchy.
million?
No, they can't do it. They can't do it.
It would be anarchy, I agree. But I mean, giving up state secrets that could compromise our nation's security, or taking out 20,000 people. I'm going to count 20,000 people.
I think they.
No,
just-
you're not.
I think they would
Okay.
just gas everybody.
You would not.
And
Give me a
then
gun big enough, I'll do it.
And they don't want state secrets. All they want to know, aliens,
drop
yes
your
or no.
application in now.
I don't see how realizing if we have aliens, obviously that can create like some.
So you don't want to know?
No, I'm saying I do want to know,
you
and there's
do.
no reason they shouldn't tell us.
Yeah.
They're saying that like you could look at the illegal alien situation in America, and it can kind of like you could see some similarities of what it might be.
Well,
Like-
technically, if they were like actual aliens from other planets, they would be illegal aliens.
yeah. So, but actual illegal aliens are saying that that's kind of like the same like model they would take. It'd be like, all right, we got these illegal aliens that are actually human beings, but real aliens, it's kind of like you can kind of see a little bit of see something in it.
You're ridiculous. You have no idea what you're saying.
No, I do. Like if you see,
Oh man, look. Okay, so this is way off topic, and I rarely ever do this.
I don't think we're ever
But
off topic here.
Some idiot parked some white truck in the parking lot of our studio, all like sideways.
That was me.
I keyed the crap out of it.
Yeah.
That's your car?
I thought you had keyless entry.
Oh man, sorry, buddy.
Where'd you get the keys from?
He found him. Jingling.
That's quite a big.
I didn't actually key anybody's car. I just wanted to make fun of
That's why
Ryan
it's,
for parking like an idiot.
I was like rolling up. I had to get out. It was quick. I was worried about it, so I rolled up and got out.
That's a man who's prepared for action.
I don't think parking correctly, like parking incorrectly as opposed to correctly, saves you about as much time as using the @ symbol instead of writing the word @. About the same amount of time.
But what about OKC and Oklahoma City? There is a clear disparity.
Well, there's a
for
pretty
length of
big
time.
savings
Okay.
there. There's a pretty big savings. I'll agree with that. There's a pretty big savings there.
Yep, there we go.
It's like an investment. You have to realize what you're getting out of it. You still jiggling? You want us to adjust it a bit for
Blah,
you?
blah, 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 blah. It's horrible.
I'm sorry.
Professor Brandon's talking about his microphone quality, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Let's see.
Our mic's good.
No, it's my headphones.
It's the same thing.
That's better.
Is it?
Now it's just in this ear. But it's better than, it's not cutting in and out.
Plug it in and do a different one.
Yeah, that's
Is that 2?
that was better.
That's better.
Just hold it right there. The whole
Yeah,
time.
I guess it's better.
You just let me know. I'll
Still
mess with the dongle for
like,
you.
just going one headphone than the other.
You know what?
Plug it in and do a different
That's better.
Boom,
There we go.
shakalaka.
That's better.
There we go.
Where's everybody?
Man, I know
It's like dead air.
we had a couple of intros tonight at class, so they may have been finishing up with that.
No, they left when I left.
Oh man, well then they're just being lazy.
beer run.
They're just yeah. That's honestly that's probably what it is.
What do we know about the Third Coast event in December?
In December, we're going to be doing a 16-man absolute tournament.
Uh-huh.
And first place is going to take 30 G's.
30 G's.
$30,000.
That's 1,000, right?
a McDonald's worker's salary for the year.
Or
And
30K.
do we not have any info who's in it already?
We have some confirmations. Nicholas Marigali is going to be in it.
Okay.
We've got a few others. I'm not going to speak on it right now, but yeah, there's definitely going to be some of the best gi players in the world.
So that's the only name you can confirm is Nicholas Marigali. Is that correct?
That would be the
Yeah, right
same
now,
Nicholas
I mean,
Marigali
there's
that
other
joined
people
us
lined
here.
up, but they're focused on ADCC or doing some other stuff right now. So I'm not gonna put it out there, but there's some pretty big name guys.
And it's absolute weight. It's not like 180 above, just everything.
I mean, I say absolute, but I'm not putting like some like 350-pound guy in it. I mean, it's going to be within reason.
Okay.
So it's not going to be.
So probably like between like 180 and 230.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. So Ricky could get in there.
Ricky's already. What? I think he's like 240. So.
Bro, I picked him up this morning.
Hey Ricky, I think you look good today.
Thank you.
No problem, buddy.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, them
didn't
workouts,
do-
bro.
Y'all didn't do fat camp today.
Ricky's shoulder was hurt. It's not fat camp, it's fit camp, bro.
Is that what you call their workouts? That's hilarious.
It's a fit camp.
That is hilarious.
What kind of bully are you, Professor?
That is hilarious.
No.
Anyway, Ricky.
Coach Ricky looking sad over there.
Anyway, Ricky, I look forward to our Slim Rickens workout
Yeah.
on Wednesday
I
and
walk in the
Friday.
door, like I see them doing their little huffing and puffing, and
Wheezing.
I yell out fat camp.
Wheezing.
I'm not lying.
That's actually Oliver. He's like,
Wheezing.
sorry, Oliver. That's me too.
Fuck you, Ryan. You're not getting half my sandwich next time.
Fuck your sandwich.
I'm surprised the
would.
air
It was
can
really
get
good.
out through the mouthful of food.
I don't eat while I train.
I just assumed.
Restricted airway.
I don't know.
Professor.
I just assumed.
Eating and running.
I love people that work out. Seriously, they work out for 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes. And they need pre-workout and post-workout. And then afterwards they want a carb load. I'm like, man, you worked out for 15 minutes. There was like 4 drops of sweat that came off your body. And you need pre-workout for that. You need post-workout for that. And then you got a carb load and replenish. Like, oh my God, it's nuts.
Well, I'm glad that wasn't a jab at us because we work out for 17 minutes. 17-minute abs. You can't get abs for 15 minutes.
23 minutes.
Professor Berto showed up. He's not joking around. He just brought a cooler in here.
It's my lunchbox.
Apparently, things are
Motherfucker's
get-
going to dig around through this
Might
treasure
be-
chest
get out
again
of
for
control
20
here.
minutes.
I am. If I can't find the right beer.
Jesus. Get some
your mics
organizational skills. Anyway.
Down goes crazy.
Organization is for the weak. Freestyle
Yeah,
is for the
if
professional.
if you organize for the week, it makes it much
Improvisation.
easier.
Yeah. This is about I can't move anymore.
It's a fixed
Stuck.
microphone.
This is all about this is basically like a improv comedy troupe
Well,
minus Ryan McGuire.
You can move that. It's okay. My comedic specialties are independentists.
I think you.
They're independent,
do well.
all right.
They're independent.
They're independent, all right. Let's leave it at
independent of this
that.
comedy
They
troupe.
are
I have my own
independent,
comedy
that's for
troupe.
sure.
My own.
They're independent of comedy.
They're my comedy troupe.
Independent of
Independently
comedy.
myself.
Independent of comedy.
Comedy troupe.
Not funny.
Sorry.
Not funny.
You're not allowed in my comedy troupe.
You should work out with Coach Ricky and Twist.
He actually wanted to. He asked if
I said let's do it.
You should, man. Join out, bro.
But you were busy eating. You were busy eating
if we're talking
pancakes
about
this morning.
hooping, man.
Thanks for
Good.
that, by the way.
I'm down.
Thanks for picking
I lost
that.
my train of thought.
Pancakes.
Oh, your pancakes.
Those were good.
Eggs
Coach
Benny?
Ricky, you missed out.
Did he have pancakes?
No.
Yeah, was I supposed to say?
I had a healthy breakfast.
Was I supposed to say that? No, excuse me. He had fruit. He had mixed fruit with turkey.
Lie to yourself.
He had mixed fruit with turkey bacon, and afterwards he ran a mile
I did.
in the parking lot. I saw it. I can vouch for that.
Pancakes.
That's like 214 laps of that parking lot.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. It was monotonous, but he got it done. He put the work in. He deserves the credit.
Professor Brandon appreciates people who don't quit.
Today's the first day of the diet. Hey, you guys want to go to IHOP?
Well, but breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
That's International House of Protein right there.
Healthy breakfast from IHOP. That's
I
what it
gave him a
was.
guilt trip on the ride home. I was like, day one diet. He goes, oh no, I'm getting egg whites and oatmeal.
Yeah, sure.
Pancake.
He's like, don't eat no fucking pancakes. I'm like,
chocolate
I'm not eating
chips.
No pancakes.
All joking aside, he specifically asked for yolk, not egg whites.
He's like, I want yolk only eggs.
Yeah, you said don't give me the egg whites. I want all.
You said, hey Ryan.
No, I said don't get.
Crazy egg.
I said
That's what
don't.
you
I said don't get
Erroneous.
scrambled eggs because they give you the egg beaters bullshit instead of real
So
eggs.
you were looking out for me. So now you're trying to like throw me under the bus.
I'm not throwing you under the bus.
Aren't the egg beaters better though?
Are you being a crayonchi on our friendship over here?
Man,
What's going on over here?
the call outs.
Man.
Hey, but that's a good life tip to like.
Yeah, no
never
scrambled
order
eggs at
scrambled
restaurants.
eggs
That's
at
right. If you got kids, if you don't know that out there, don't order scrambled eggs at a restaurant because they're going to give you these weak ass egg beaters, which is I don't know if it's real eggs or not, but it's processed crap. You need to always order like sunny side up or poached or over easy so you can see the yolk to make sure you get a real egg. Much harder to fake a real egg than scrambled eggs.
Yeah, because they can use that powdery shit.
What'd I just say? What'd I just say?
But
What'd I just say?
But
God, dog, is this on?
Berto's basically the Cliff Notes of Professor
One thing
Brandon.
I found out that I didn't realize till a couple years ago, you can make like soft scrambled eggs and hard scrambled
With
eggs.
the milk.
Not necessarily with the milk.
No, milk makes them fluffy.
Yeah, it has to do with like
That's a pro tip, kids.
Pro tip.
Put just a little bit of milk in your scrambled eggs.
Yeah,
I can't move.
It has to do a little bit with like how long you just let them sit. You know, like soft scrambled eggs, people just kind of mix them up, let them get kind of hard, put them on the plate. I don't like them when they're all gooey like that.
Oh,
man.
that's good.
Nah, I like them when it's a slightly how to say, like browning kind of.
The best way to make eggs is to not be worried about if you undercook them because you're probably not going to. You know what I mean? That's the best way. And I always heard salmonella is on the shell. It's not actually on the inside of the egg. Coach Ricky has a question. He's raising his hand.
No,
Can I help you, Rick?
For a beer.
No, you don't. No.
I brought a lunchbox.
Whoa! Where the hell? How to drink this crap? Where the hell did that come from?
You
I
came in
had
like
it.
an alcoholic.
I bring the good beer.
This is the one that I. All
right,
is it the one that I bought?
Well, let's go ahead and just move into this. Berto, what beer did you bring us today?
Oh, I have a beer for y'all today.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna talk about it later though,
Oh,
Have
okay.
that.
because I'm drinking something else right now.
Oh, okay.
You can have
Well,
one.
fuck you then. Sorry. Thank you, Berto.
What kind of beer you got?
Oh, it's a Goes.
Oh, is it that's a salty?
No, hey, Professor, Gose.
Gose.
Yeah.
We're fancy here.
We
ain't
we
trailer
made
park
that.
trash.
Gose.
here.
That looks like some pants or something you'd wear.
All right, let's do that.
This is good. It's a Ghost style ale with how do you say that? Syrah grapes.
Syrah.
Yeah.
It's Gose.
Gose. Yeah.
Gose.
Hey guys,
So that's for like.
We coined that term. Coach
Hey,
Ricky and
Ricky.
I think.
Gose.
We co-created that. Gose.
Wikipedia.
I was going to say it to me, but it's not true.
Hey, but Professor Brandon, I hate to put you out there like that.
you don't.
I think this morning
Put them in the streets.
you said guillotine instead of guillotine.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
I
that.
want to confirm that.
The
I wasn't
guillotine?
gonna say anything.
Zach, you're not even on this podcast, man. Shut up.
Hey, all three of us were
Okay?
there. We heard it.
I'm not going to tell you again. Who gave you that mic?
I'm glad your mic's
Professor
working
Isai, you
tonight.
get that mic there.
I'm
It's
glad your
yours.
mic's working tonight, Zach. Shout out to Zach's mic.
Uchimata him off the mic.
I don't think I said guillotine.
You did. You
said
did.
Gilla.
Hey, but Professor Brandon and I did go out to breakfast on Sunday, and we saw a guy.
Just to clarify, guys, it was not a date.
You saw
We were
one
just
guy?
Two friends having
There was
breakfast.
just one?
Well, me and Ryan had lunch on Sunday. How about that?
No, I'm not bragging.
Yeah, me and Ryan had lunch.
Oh, yeah, we went to La Madeleine.
Yeah. So we saw a guy mix American roast coffee with French roast.
Blasphemous.
Like he blended it
And
together.
Professor Brandon said something.
I almost threw up in my mouth.
He's like,
But I mean, the French were our ally against the British, Professor.
Says who?
History.
Nah, I don't know about that, man. You know what I mean? I don't know about that.
and it is a French restaurant in
So,
America.
Coach Ricky. So we eat there.
Okay.
However, each time we eat there, we have our own little protest. And what is that?
the American.
We order the American breakfast. And I do that on purpose. Like, you know what? This is a free country. It's a capitalist country. I am all for supporting the French people to come in here and have a French restaurant. That's great. I think it's a great thing for the country. But you know what? When I go in that restaurant, I'm getting that American breakfast, son.
You know, nobody knows you're having that battle, right? None of the people that work there are like,
They know. No, they know.
This
They know.
internal struggle.
They know.
Never ordered anything French up in here.
They know. They know.
That defiance is like y'all's little
They
internal
know.
Thelma and Louise moment.
I do eat the croissant.
What about crepes? Crepes or pancakes?
It's good.
Crepes or pancakes?
Crepes.
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 Really
No,
thin
pancakes. Yeah.
Pancakes.
Crepes are just like super skinny pancakes, right?
Really thin pancakes. Really thin pancakes.
Skinny.
No.
Skinny.
With fruit in them sometimes. But I'm not so sure the French
Professor
created
Brandon
the crepe.
pancakes.
Maybe.
It's a French
Maybe.
word.
No, we love the French. It's all right.
Well,
If you were a breakfast pastry, what would you be?
Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
That's a good question.
I mean, we talk
That's a good one.
probably a cinnamon roll, cinnamon twist. I'd be a cinnamon twist.
Cinnamon twist?
I'd be a cinnamon twist.
Wait, is a kolache a pastry?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
A true
I mean,
kolache is, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Because it has like the pastry bread.
Are you both gonna have the same answer? Because y'all together?
No. He's saying
They're reminiscing about their New York trip. You're like, remember that time we pretend to be kolache brothers? Yeah.
that was our last name.
The kolache brothers.
Kolaches.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go tradition. I'm gonna say waffle.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're not a waffle professor.
No. What pastry am I? What do you see in me?
Maybe that ranchero kolache from Kolache Factory. You little spice in you, maybe? I don't know.
Ranchero kolache.
That's good, by the way. It's good.
From where?
Kolache Factory. It's pretty good. The pizza one is pretty good too. The pizza kolache.
Oh, no.
Man,
It's like a hot pocket,
I'm kind of taking a backseat on the kolache game. I haven't really. Man, I can't tell you the last time I had a kolache.
Dude, you
Really?
live in LaPorte, go to morning
What are you
kolaches.
doing with your life, man?
Morning kolaches is the best.
Fucking flexing like a kangaroo.
Because I fast, so I don't really eat anything during the morning time.
That's true.
Whoa, kolaches can be eaten all day long, my man.
That's right, man.
Not during my fast.
Don't limit yourself. Yeah, okay, you don't
Not during
fast.
my fast.
You don't fast all day.
No, that's right. Yeah. So I need to have like a lunch or a dinner.
Yeah,
kolache.
I just said they got ranchos. They got pizza
Like
ones.
the pizza kolache would be great for
They got
lunch.
cheeseburger kolache in there. I never had that, but it sounds good.
I've had the one from Kolache Factory. It was pretty good. I've had the
course
biscuits
you
and gravy
would've
one.
had
Oh, yeah, because I like kolaches. Dickhead.
Man, I think the
Thanks,
best.
Ricky.
I think the best
Ricky's
kolache,
my kolache brother.
is
Good save, bud.
one
Good
with
save.
cream cheese and jalapenos with bacon.
That's pretty good. Where do you
That
get
sounds
that?
pretty good.
Where do you get that?
So they have them at Kolache Factory.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, the kolaches from Donald's on El Dorado is pretty high level.
Donald's
and they have
Donuts?
they have the boudin. Now, not the Donald's on NASA.
No, you used to go to that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
they
If
Is it the same
yeah,
Donald?
If the people own and operate Donald's Donuts on NASA Road 1, hey, look, you're better than that. Get your stuff together. Take things seriously. I mean, come on. Go over to El Dorado. Talk to my man Roth's. He'll set you straight.
Roth's?
Oh yeah.
Is there
With
just
an
one
S.
of him?
ROTHS. There's just one.
Just
That's
one?
his name. That's his name. Take it easy. He's my boy over there. Give me a free shirt one time.
I'm just asking, man.
So Donald's Donuts on El Dorado, probably you've had it. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. They have a nice bread. They have a boudin kolache, which is really good too. They have a good croissant sandwich, which is pretty tasty.
Those are good.
Whoever decided to make a sandwich out of a croissant, like game changer.
Genius.
Leveled
Genius.
up.
Polish people do
Leveled
that.
up.
Genius.
Man, you know what place that doesn't get a lot of love? Well, I mean, probably does in LaPorte. People don't know about it.
La Porte.
The donut hole. They provide us with the Christmas party kolaches every single year.
It's pretty good.
So
Not bad.
yeah, donut
That's
hole.
like
not bad.
It's just their standard kolache.
Yeah, not bad.
I ordered like 500 of them. I don't know how many.
The donut hole in LaPorte, they have the lights that are blinking just all the time.
It's a good name.
And so the DO went out on the lights. So now it just says nut hole.
That's so
man.
great, dude.
But they haven't changed it. They're just
Think
like
of the children.
Whatever.
They're owning it.
I wouldn't either.
They're owning it.
Yeah.
Nut hole.
You know, one of the guys at
The hole at night.
they told me that I asked him, like, man, your kolaches are way better than everybody else's. What's your secret? And he said, most places, I maybe shouldn't say this, I might get murdered.
Oh, man.
If I get murdered, check that donut industry.
Dude, if you get murdered, first person I'm calling is
check-
Professor Allen.
Check that donut mafia because it might be them. He said the secret was most places use the leftover bread from the donuts for the kolaches. He goes, we don't play that shit. We make our own bread specifically for the kolaches, make it fresh, and I tell you what, it pays off because it's really good.
Did you just say kolaches?
I did. I was.
Hey, so I feel like we need to give a shout out.
Coloches.
We have a student who's the owner of the original Kolache Factory in Houston.
Oh yeah, it's good. What's his name?
His name's Kevin.
Yeah.
And so he brought us
K-Dog.
some. Yeah,
He likes it when you call him that, I think. I'm just assuming. I never called him that. But
I'd like to
just,
be called K-Dog.
those kolaches are good.
I think everybody named Kevin's been K-Dog at least twice in their life.
he's the one that brought him in, right?
Yeah, he brought them in.
Yeah,
and,
they were good.
They were
Kevin, if you're listening, bring more kolaches.
Man,
We'll like you more.
this has been a hell of a kolache.
Has anybody
conversation.
ever
I'm getting
seen
hungry.
the? I don't know what remake it is of the Dawn of the Dead, but there's one.
Shaun of the
Shaun
Dead?
of the Dead.
No, not Shaun of the Dead. It's Dawn of the Dead, right? The zombies coming up from the cemetery. I forget what. There's so many remakes. I forget which one it is. But there's one where somebody calls the ambulance. Okay, ambulance guys pull up. Zombies eat them. All right. Best part in the whole movie. The CB radio is going off. One of the zombies grabs the radio and he goes, "Send more paramedics." And then, of course, more come and they eat them.
They more
Smart.
of the paramedics?
That's like high level thinking for a zombie.
That's like his
Yeah,
brain isn't
I
all
didn't think
mush.
zombies were able to do that.
Apparently so.
He was
Alcohol
he was
reasoning.
fresh turned. I would assume.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good move, I think.
Fresh.
So-
What's your favorite like zombie movie? Like 28 Days Later was pretty good. 28 Weeks Later. You have any like favorite zombie movies?
is good.
Man,
What?
I Am Legend was good.
What?
Which one?
I Am Legend. Yeah, that was
Oh,
good.
I Am Legend.
That was real good.
That's a weird zombie movie because that's like those kind of vampiric type of zombies that
Yeah,
can't
they
take
come
the
in and out.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite part about any zombie movies is like the downtime where they're just like going about their daily business. Like in I Am Legend, when he goes to like the video store and he's like talking to the
Talking to the-
mannequins because that's real life. You know what I mean?
Fred?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the best part of all zombie movies when they're just kind of like hanging out and trying to like pass the time.
Zombieland was good too.
Yeah.
Zombieland's probably the
That's
best.
what I was
great.
gonna say.
They're coming out with a part 2, I think, as well.
Woody Harrelson, man, he's
been in
off
there
the
for a
chain
while.
in
Yeah.
that.
Zombieland was
Bill
cool
Murray,
because
man.
it was like
Bill Murray too, yeah.
it was like a traditional zombie movie, but like played through the eyes of this kid.
Like a lot of black comedy.
It's so. I mean, there's so like
good.
there's a lot of situational comedy in that movie.
You know
With,
what movie?
everything
This
else.
isn't about zombies, but it is about like creatures. Could have been really good, but I thought it was a total fail. Is that the vampire movie? The
Twilight?
No,
Breaking Dawn.
well, of course,
favorite.
Twilight fucking sucks. Okay, look, vampires don't glitter in the sun, man. They get
Bro,
incinerated.
Twilight is
okay?
fucked up. That was the decision between fucking a dead dude or a dog.
it's
That's
so
like
dumb,
necrophilia
dude.
or bestiality,
No,
bro.
what I was gonna
Fucked
say,
up.
baby.
what's the
We're not talking
vampire
about
movie
social
where they're in Alaska? 30 Days a Night.
Oh, with what's his
Yeah, that
face?
could have been
Yeah.
really good, and they kind of messed it up, man. They kind of dropped the ball on that. It was a nice idea.
Yeah.
You know? Like, oh, yeah, that's where vampire would go.
Have you
you
seen
know?
that Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, Third Kind, the one about like the Alaska movie up there and the aliens come in and
Yeah.
Aliens are not vampires, man.
but they could be. You never know.
Have you guys seen What We Do in the
I
Shadows?
don't know.
Have you guys you haven't seen that?
Is that a movie or is that your personal life?
It's well,
What are we talking about here?
look,
Let's keep it at least PG-13.
all right.
At least.
We'll get back to that
Whoa.
later. So there's it's actually a movie and a TV show. It's made from Taika Waititi and or Taika Waititi and the guy from Flight of the Conchords. And
Oh, the New Zealand guys.
yeah. So it's basically
Flight of the Conchords is good.
It's a fucking amazing. So it's basically it's vampires.
Which one is he? Like the more ethnic one?
Not Brett.
He's not-
Brett. Brit.
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 He's
Brit.
not
Brit.
ethnic.
Brit.
He's part
He's New Ze-
Maori.
Yeah,
Maori.
yeah. He's more a native New Zealander. How's
Who's
that?
the other guy? I can't even picture him anymore.
Jermaine Clement. Jermaine.
That's the Maori guy. Jermaine.
Yeah,
Jermaine
Jermaine.
or Jermaine?
No, Jermaine. No R.
Okay, now
Jermaine.
Brit has like a scraggly beard.
Yeah, Brit's beardo. So it's basically vampires living in New Zealand, but like modern day, they're like flatmates, and they're like they go about. It's kind of like they're being followed by like a documentary crew, and they're leading up to like this big vampire ball. But it's if you've seen Flight of the Conchords, it's fucking hilarious. But you should definitely check it out. They just picked up a TV show, and it's on FX right now.
Man,
And,
speaking of
it's
like
really
a
good.
real life movie like that was good. I never heard about it, and then I watched it. Is that Spark or Shine with Will Smith about the orcs and stuff?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
What is it?
yeah, yeah.
What's it called? Spark or
Shine?
No, it's called Bright.
Bright? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right, that's like
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. I
The
was
police
surprised.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they had the orcs and everything.
looks like
It's
the-
kind of like Alien Nation, if you ever seen that.
Yeah.
Alien Nation movie. And actually, the series was not bad either. You got to check that shit out. It's
like
pretty
the Power
good.
Ranger movie, The Secret of the Ooze. That's what
Get the fuck out of here, Power Rangers, man. We're not talking about Power Ranger shit, man.
looks just like
Talking about real stuff in here,
Hey,
Ryan.
Power Rangers are real.
Hey,
real.
They're real.
For real though.
Not about a Power Ranger raid.
Dude.
Yeah.
I stopped watching Power Rangers one day because there was a really scary episode. It was like
I would not have admitted that.
No, it was super scary.
Ricky, I'm supportive of your story. Please continue.
Was it the weird chick that lives on the moon?
Morgana?
No,
Is
there
that
was
what it
a there was a silver Power Ranger in one of the series.
Dude, how is a flute also a sword? Doesn't make any sense.
No, you know what doesn't make sense about
Zelda
that
did
is
it
that
first. Zelda. Ocarina
That
of
is
Time,
true.
son.
look, he's wearing a helmet.
Don't even think about bringing Zelda in this conversation,
He
Ryan.
played it first. He's wearing a helmet. How is he blowing into the flute?
It's like
Fucking magic, bro.
you can, like,
He's
So
the
many
Power
questions.
Rangers.
And Link's flute was in the handle, not
what
the
if
sword.
the flute was Bluetooth and he had a Bluetooth headset on?
That's ridiculous.
And when he
That's
did
so
it, he
ridiculous,
came
man.
through.
That's so ridiculous.
Did he have a Britney mic?
Look into it.
That's good.
Garbage.
So, look, in this episode, the silver
Don't you
Power
dare ruin my
Ranger
childhood.
has like a nightmare that he gets like cursed, and there's a tattoo on his back of a dragon that when it gets to his head, he dies. And he woke, like at the end of the episode, he wakes up and he's like, oh, it was just a nightmare. And he checks in the mirror, tattoos on his back. That's the last episode of Power Rangers I've ever
Okay,
seen.
so hang on.
So the
That's-
moral
hang
is
on.
don't get tattoos.
You're scared about a fictional character having a
was like
dream. Is that
7
correct?
or
Just let me
6.
be clear. Fictional character having a dream. So it wasn't even a real situation for the fictional character.
No, it ends up being a real situation for the fictional character.
Did he die?
You're an
Did he die?
MMA fighter,
I don't know.
right?
I stopped watching.
You like to bang, bro? Like, what's going on here? What's going on?
Niba.
Niba.
I stopped watching because it
Niba.
ended up being on his back. I got scared.
Yeah, let him bang, bro. Let him bang.
Oh man. All right, Ricky. Well, I think I speak on behalf of everybody here. We really appreciate you enlightening us with that.
Things that go bump in the
I'm
night
gonna have to
with
cancel workout on Wednesday though.
Fat camp?
That's
No
all.
more fat
Fit camp.
No more
It's
fat
just
camp?
it's just a very wide written I. Okay, it's split into. There's an
also
Where's
A.
Professor Allen at? Is he coming or what?
I don't know.
He said maybe.
Hey, is fat camp already like a thing?
Fit camp.
I'm sorry, that's got a good ring to it though.
Camp?
Yeah.
Fat camp?
Well,
It's been around forever.
Berto,
What
it's
do you
like
mean?
fat shaming.
Is that
So it's
like a,
it's super-
that's a
TV
different
show
place.
or like a
That's more of a
The Biggest Loser.
for me and you.
Biggest Loser? I feel like fat camp was already a thing. Man, that's
I'm pretty sure
what-
fat camp's a thing for a lot of
There
people.
was a movie
Ricky.
about
don't
that.
buy into this shit. God.
Oliver, when's the
Heavyweights,
first
yeah,
time you went to
heavyweights.
fat camp?
Sandlot, the little
Ben
red face
Stiller.
fuck.
Yeah, Heavyweights is pretty good actually. Had a good soundtrack. It was a Goo Goo Dolls.
Sandlot was good.
Shut up.
Goo Goo Dolls classic.
Oh man,
I miss Fat Birdo.
who's been to fat camp?
Hey, speaking of soundtracks,
Is that
though,
boot same as Army boot camp? I mean,
Yeah,
we
It's
listen to
insane. Let's do
80s
it.
pop a lot.
That's right.
Right? And so
It's
you don't have to
vital.
tell
During
the
Fit
whole
camp,
world you're
during
gay.
Slim Rickens.
So I listen to the Guardians of the Galaxy Pandora station.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good station.
That's not just 80s.
No, that's 70s and 80s.
Yeah, 70s.
The soundtracks are good on that movie.
Yeah, I just watched the Endgame movie, and they had a really great song. The opening credits had a really good song. It's like Mr. Fantasy or something. Hello, Mr. Fantasy, dear Mr. Fantasy. It's pretty good.
like the Rocky montages when they do like the, you know what I'm talking, like when he's driving through, like Apollo just died or like, you know, whatever.
Oh,
They play
it's
those-
legendary.
Dude, spoiler alert.
Those are so, sorry guys. Shit, 50 years later.
Hey bro, Snape
But
kills
no,
Dumbledore.
Like after all that happened, you know, like the music they'd always play, like no one's gonna run.
Dude, every now and then-
Survivor is the band. It's called Survivor.
Ryan, that's pretty good.
Seriously good.
I do a
Every
couple
now and then
things,
I'll
you know?
I'll pick a radio station based on a song that's on a soundtrack, and then it just degenerates a lot of these.
It
songs.
degenerates?
It's degenerates.
That's what he said, right?
Generation X.
Degeneration X. Then it generates like a bunch of movie soundtracks. It's really good playlist.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, so I think on Spotify it's called Totally Awesome Mixtape Volume 1 and 2.
Totally.
I think that's the
Yeah, they have it on
actual
YouTube
name
as well.
of the album.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the name of the album. I know that's the name of the
think so.
cassette that Peter
Yeah, they have it
Quill
on
carries.
YouTube as well. Or they have a playlist with that same name on YouTube. It's like an
Totally
hour and a
Awesome
half
Mixtape
long.
yeah.
They have Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's like supposed to be Quill's tapes or whatever.
Yeah, that's such a cool like origin story that the 70s and 80s pop music is tied into his character.
Big time. Dude, and I hope, we just saw the Endgame, whatever. Like, I hope Thor is like, I hope they make a movie with them.
Fat Thor.
Oh, dude, yeah, Fat Thor.
A movie
So-
with Fat Thor.
so-
That little
good,
raccoon
dude.
ever die, or is he still alive?
No, hell no.
He's still kicking?
Rocket?
Well, Rocket's like cyborg, so
Yeah.
he's gonna live for a while.
It's a pretty gangster raccoon.
I don't know. I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but there was a part where they're trying to ambush Rocket, and Rocket gets he gets the drop on him.
On most of them,
almost.
When they're in the prison or what?
That's
No.
They're
That
like
was
in a
one,
wooded
wasn't it?
area.
Yeah, they're trying to find him because he has just escaped, and he rigs the forest up.
He's a woodland creature, of course.
He rigs the forest up with explosives.
Yeah, he's a raccoon.
But not just that, he beats the fuck out of some dude. Like just jumps on him and punches him like 20 times in like 10 seconds. He beats the shit because like you're seeing Rocket like use his technical advantages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a raccoon. He's in the forest. He's
got a jetpack.
He's got bombs and
Very
jetpacks and
tactical.
shit. But then he just jumps on a dude and just beats the shit out of him.
Well, like you said, he's
It
a
was great.
cyborg, so he's got all kinds of abilities,
He's like
right?
really strong.
Well, not to change courses, but what do you think about Forrest Gump? Is that a comedy or is it a drama or is
both.
it a dramedy? What do you think?
Both. It's
Dramedy?
both. It's both.
It's a comedy.
So I mean, when I first watch it, you're like, damn, that sucks. Jenny dies of AIDS, but then you rewatch it.
Whoa, hang on,
and it's like,
hang on.
whoa.
Jenny will get no sympathy
Yeah,
in
she'll
this
get-
room.
fuck Jenny.
Zero. She is a
She
whore.
died of AIDS. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I
She
was
totally
just
screwed
saying
Forrest,
there's no
man.
sympathy.
She was
Yeah.
never about him.
I could've
Dude,
been, you know, she
Ryan,
died, she
I'm
died.
going to leave, man. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, Berto. I'm going to get out of here. Okay? We ain't having a real conversation about this because that bitch, I don't think so,
whoa,
man.
Whoa, man. Professor's passionate about his Jenny.
Dude.
I'll agree.
Does
Jenny
Forrest have
fucking
AIDS?
bitch.
But look at Forrest in this situation.
No,
He
because
came with
I don't
parents
think she
when he tried to
actually
make
had
out with her. You think
AIDS.
she wants
I
to
think
stay
that's
with
what
him?
everybody thought, but I think she didn't because, or maybe she got it after she hooked up with Forrest,
Maybe
and
Forrest gave it
then
to her. Plot
abandoned
twist.
her child.
Is that his kid or
It's
not?
his kid, I think.
I think
that's
Jenny
what
was
she
just
says.
social.
Yeah, which is that's a great point, Rick. Could be a total lie
What if Forrest?
because
Gump
we
gave her
have
that
seen
AIDS? What it
if
was
we
him?
look at her history, she is not to be trusted.
I think she was just an extrovert and she was just very social with her vagina.
I think she was a degenerate. She was probably on that soundtrack.
Yeah, I think she was a drug addict piece of garbage. That's what I think.
Degenerated.
That's what I said.
That's I don't know. Forrest wasn't perfect in the thing. Is all I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
you look
oh,
at
he
him,
had leg braces, so
very
he's not
unskilled,
perfect.
Very unskilled.
Dude,
bro.
okay, he was not
very,
a
He was a-
manipulator
he was a collegiate
and a
athlete.
user of people. He was out there trying to live his best life, unlike some people named Jenny.
She was living her best life for sure.
Dude, she was doing coke and
I'm not
banging
sure.
people
I'm
and
HIV
getting
positive
AIDS
this day.
and just being, doing Forrest wrong, man.
Man, she
just
wasn't
wa-
just doing Forrest, bro. She was doing a lot of other people too.
HIV
It's like he said, you
Yeah.
know what? Like, he may not be a smart man, but he knows what love is.
He does.
He knows. She didn't.
He knows
She didn't
everything there is
know.
to know about the
She
simple
didn't know.
business.
So shout out to Forrest. Fuck you, Jenny.
Shrimp salad.
Fuck Jenny.
That's our Forrest Gump recap.
Horrible.
What other movies are we gonna recap emotionally? What do we else we got into? Who else is pissing us off?
You want to know a movie that I saw recently that
Nope.
I really loved when I was like in high school was Man on Fire.
Fuck, dude, that's
With
so good.
Denzel.
That's a good movie.
It's been playing a lot recently
never
on
seen
TV.
It's got Denzel,
Never
bro.
seen Man on Fire.
Dude, it's good. It has one of the best lines that relates to jiu-jitsu in there. When he's talking to the little girl, he goes, "There is only trained and untrained." That's it. Like that's like.
And then he shoves a
man.
grenade up a guy's ass strapped to a car. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
no,
Yeah.
that's true.
So brutal, man.
He's in Mexico City. I mean, I'm sure that happens a
Denzel
lot.
does that better than anybody.
That's called Thursday.
Let a man die.
No, I don't know if you remember this.
Let a man
I don't know
die.
if you remember this, but mom. So you wanted to take me to it, and mom said no.
Oh, to go watch
And
it.
I've never seen it.
Rated R.
Yeah, I was like, he was.
You're a good boy,
Mom said
Ricky.
no.
But you're not.
Good boy.
It's for mature audiences only. Mature audiences.
You can go to a rated R movie.
One more time,
if you have
Professor.
Coach Ricky, you just told us you got scared watching
That is
true.
Power Rangers
I was
TV show
I'm
about
a-
a dream the
dude,
guy had. Of course you can't go
I'm gonna
watch
be
Man
honest
on
with
Fire.
you. If that
Come
scared
on.
you, Denzel's
was
shit talking is
sick.
gonna scare
I
you.
think
even
your mom
more,
made the
bro.
right decision, man.
Yeah.
I was sick.
I don't think you were mentally ready for that.
Hey, did the Power Rangers ever stick a grenade in someone's ass?
I stopped watching it,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, you're
Exactly,
like,
'cause
yeah,
you got scared.
right?
Equalizer. Like Denzel does those revenge movies perfect. Like the Equalizer.
Denzel's pretty good,
Hey,
man.
and
He's pretty hardcore. He's
what's the
good
guy
in.
that played his homeboy.
I like Fallen, bro. Do you remember that movie, that Denzel movie? It's the one where
Yeah, that's good.
that's a good one.
It's got Bill Paxton too in it. No, Matthew McConaughey.
Man on Fire has
It's got both of them.
Man on Fire has
Dude, that song
Christopher
freaks me
Walken.
out now.
Yeah, he's his
Yeah,
his
he's in
handler.
that
It's
too.
his
Christopher
handler.
Walken's in it.
Fallen is really good.
Fallen's
if you
really
haven't,
good,
and it
dude.
wasn't very popular. It's legit, and it's got like a for real like M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't direct it, but it's still
Yeah,
good.
no, absolutely.
Manchurian Candidate's good, too.
Fallen?
Which one?
Fallen.
Manchurian Candidate.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
What's the drug dealer one?
Training Day, baby.
Training
Yeah.
Day.
Oh, no.
Monica.
The other one.
Well, Man on Fire, I think.
Is that one it?
I think so.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, that's a kidnap one, I guess.
Training Day is like drugs and money and stuff.
Training Day is the cops and Ethan Hawke and drugs.
No, he
Ethan
was
Hawke.
like a drug
You like
lord.
to get wet?
A drug lord?
Yes.
Denzel was a drug lord?
Yes, he was running drugs.
Oh, that's the American Gangster.
American Gangster. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that, I don't think.
Speaking of,
You haven't seen American Gangster?
No.
dude, that's a good one. You should check it out. That's a check
What was
it
the
out.
other one? I think it had the same
He
name
played
with
Frank Lucas. Yeah, Frank Lucas.
And Bumpy Johnson and all those
Yeah.
guys in it. Yeah, that was good.
what was the other one with had Batman in it? What's his name? Christian Bale
Oh, that's
and Bradley Cooper.
American Hustle.
American
Hustle.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, that was
the
good.
glasses
Yeah.
he wears, the American Hustle glasses.
Yeah.
What's his name?
The big ones, yeah.
Hey, so okay, I got a question. Right, that
Proceed.
is attached to a small story.
Okay.
Right,
Thanks for clarifying.
God damn, bro.
clarifying.
Why do your questions have intros?
my crazy my crazy downstairs neighbor.
Is he gonna have a conclusion too?
Look, my crazy downstairs neighbor apologized.
This is the guy that showed up to your house with gasoline, right?
No, he said he wanted to burn.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. My
So
bad.
his housewarming gift was
Yeah.
So-
it was a match.
When he apologized, I got a closer look at him, and he had Goodfellas tattooed on his eyebrow.
Like all three of them?
Like the barber,
no,
the barber shop.
No, just
Like a Mount Rushmore.
Just
on
the
his-
word, no, just
Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, and
the word
Yeah.
Goodfellas on his eyebrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Doesn't
I
matter.
really like that movie.
I don't know.
I wouldn't get it tattooed on my eyebrow. So then I
or
started
anywhere
thinking-
else on your body.
Yeah, so then I started thinking, like, what if someone really had, like, let's say someone had a gun to my head and made me get a tattoo of a movie title.
Yeah.
What would it be? And so I started thinking about that. Like,
You know what? If I had to get a face tattoo, I would get a tattoo of an eyebrow on my eyebrow.
no, but if you had to
That's
get
called girls do that.
Yeah, I know.
It's called microblading, bro.
Yeah, microblading.
That's what I would do.
if you had to get a tattoo of a movie title,
Oh, that's easy.
what movie?
Conan the Barbarian. Come on.
On one eyebrow or like spread above?
Flashdance.
Wherever. I get that wherever. And you
Would
get
you-
like the
Dance.
sword of Atlantis through it, just like the movie logo.
So would you
Easy.
do it like this? Look like Conan the Barbarian unibrow?
No, I'd
with the
probably
sword?
go like
could be
Stitches.
anywhere.
Like that rapper Stitches. I'd get it like on my jawline, probably.
Yeah.
What about Coneheads? Like, bow.
No.
I don't know what movie I would get.
Ace
tattooed
Ventura,
on.
Pet Detective.
That's a good movie. No, that's a really good movie.
I'd get that right on my fucking forehead. God.
No,
damn.
I'd pick like a cartoon movie, man. I'd probably put Toy Story somewhere on my face.
What?
Jeez, like why? For who?
Why would
For
you
who?
put Toy
You gonna
Story?
drive a Panda Man too? Come on.
Man,
Just
people are gonna question your motives constantly, bro.
Because a
Story
face
like
tattoo
Kindle.
is traditionally considered as like, oh, it's tough, whatever. So I think it'd just be ironic.
You should
to
get
have, like,
you should get a
kid-
My Little Pony on your fucking temple.
Yeah,
That'd be
or
good.
a Hello Kitty.
Well, okay.
Well, it's like
I don't know if face
Hello
tattoo
Kitty-
symbolizes
Hello Kitty
tough
eye
as
drop.
much as instability.
Or poor decision making.
Yeah.
Like I hate when people are like, "Oh man, you didn't hire me because my face tattoos." No, I hired you because you're not good at making fucking decisions, you moron. Like, don't get a face tattoo. I don't care what it is. That's not a good place for
I'll get
it.
like
Huh?
a Hello Kitty like teardrop
No
right here.
regrets.
Is that a movie?
Sorry, he's got a Hello Kitty tattoo already.
You'll put
Your Hello tattoo.
Rugrats
Your Hello
movie.
Kitty tattoo.
Laugh now, cry
Hello
later.
Kitty tattoo. Let's see it.
It's right here. It's like a bronze.
Coach Ricky has been contemplating through this whole conversation.
yeah, I still don't know. What movie I get tattooed.
Real talk though. I don't think he got Goodfellas because of the movie. I'm sure he
True.
wasn't like, bro. I love
but
that
that's
movie.
I love Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
No, that's the biggest like reference.
Well, yeah. What if it's a barber shop? What if he was in a gang?
I mean, I know that there is a barbershop
Yeah.
called Goodfellas.
Yeah. Shout out to
There's like a
Goodfellas.
pizza place called Goodfellas.
That's true.
Maybe he worked there.
There's a lot of things called
What if he just thinks
Goodfellas.
he's a good fella?
Fella.
Fella?
The Professional's a good movie, and that'd be okay to get
What are you,
tattooed on.
The Professional?
lad, then?
I think it is like a much better decision if you're going to get a face tattoo to get it like in a place where you can grow hair.
Yeah.
So like on the eyebrow is actually not bad, or like the mustache line, or even like the flavor saver line, or the jaw line. It's actually not a bad deal because you can cover it up, and from a distance it looks like hair anyways.
I'm thinking of Just Gee Pants like mustache. You know?
That would be good.
That would be pretty
But
hot.
it's
Right there.
justkeepants.com.
Just Gee-
That's part of the name, not just the web address. It's part of the name as well.
Is that all
Did you-
gonna fit across your mustache?
Did you guys?
Well, if not, you could just put jgp.c.
That's what. Did you guys own that domain name too, right?
That's what we say on the street.
Okay.
jgp.c.
That's for street
And then
cred.
street.
Now the JGP is capitalized. .c not capitalized.
What if you put the JGP.c in a
The
teardrop?
dot's not capitalized?
The dot is not
The dot
capitalized.
is
Very
not
large-
capitalized.
Dot's
large
lowercase,
dot.
and the C is also lowercase. You're correct. You're correct.
Lowercase dot.
I mean, uppercase dot is just a big dot.
It's a really big
Lowercase
dot.
small dot. That's easy.
Ricky,
Done.
you're an English major.
Done.
You want to clarify? You know what? We'll cover
Done.
that next time.
Oh yeah, you can get the English patient. That could be the movie. Get that tattooed on there. Be appropriate.
I don't know. I
Notting
feel like
Hill.
the professional. I don't know.
Anything Hugh Grant?
Because you can't get anything that's a ridiculous title. Like you can't get
Yeah, I mean, you want to keep your face tattoo classy. That's right, Ricky. Come on.
exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You can't get like
Get Men in Black too.
You're like Jackass
There you
3
go.
on your face.
no, you can't.
Yeah, just get MIB. MIB.
MIB.
Men in
MIB.
Black.
bro. Oh.
Speaking of that, who's
Whoa.
down to go invade Area 51?
You're an idiot.
Man, we
Let's
saw
go.
You know what?
we
You're
saw you
go.
sign up on Facebook, make it official, baby.
You're probably on like a watch list right now.
Zach, you have.
I love how
experience with
Ryan
these things.
commented on that.
We need to kick you out of here,
And
bro.
you know what? I love.
let's go.
I love when like you see your friends commenting on Facebook posts that are like that. That like most of the time you just see
Says the
your
guy who never
friends.
comments on anything.
Most of the time you see your friends commenting on your other friends' posts, but it's always nice when you see like a viral post like that or like a worldwide post, and then you're looking through the comments and you're like, I know that idiot. I know that guy.
You would storm Area 51 too, wouldn't you? Like Zach has experience in these matters. He could lead us. He could be our combat leader.
If 1 million people go, I'll go. But they're going to be in front of
Storm
me.
other
Hey,
places.
so I brought this up. I kind of want to hear everyone's opinions. I brought this up to Professor Brandon on Sunday. I honestly think that however many people go,
We just talked about that.
oh yeah,
No, continue.
going, keep
I want to hear Ricky.
We'll talk about it again.
they will get mowed down.
No way. They won't, man.
I said the same thing.
Dude.
20,000 to save 20 million. I'll kill him every time.
No, because there's going to be cameras there. The maximum number of people they can kill is like 3. I'm serious.
Dude, they're gonna.
1,000.
The last guy showed up to Area 51, got shot, dead.
Dude,
That was one.
No, you know what's gonna
Exactly.
happen? You know what's gonna happen?
Aliens is
One
what
dude's
happened.
gonna
He gets
Leroy
shot.
Jenkins the fuck out of that, and he's just gonna say "fuck it," and they're gonna be like, you know what? No,
They
we
can't
should go
dude.
home.
They can't, man.
They need to do a Trump rally right out front of Area 51.
Oh my god,
Trump needs to lead it. He needs to go.
No, they need to build a wall around Area 51.
They already have one.
They already have one. It's called a
Trump,
fence.
Like, do a Trump
They have
rally.
a
maybe they'll
fence.
let us
That's
in.
the thing, Ricky.
Maybe that's like the key to the city.
They literally have a place that says, "Don't cross here."
Dude, I'm gonna laugh whenever they use some like non-lethal but secret tech. They're gonna hit you with like some high-powered sound waves.
It's gonna be that sound wave shit that makes people back down
It's
and
gonna
shit.
knock them.
It's gonna be
fucking
them
to the
beanbags.
floor.
Or you know what it's gonna
Anally
be?
probe
Bags at
everybody
you.
at once.
They're gonna-
They're just gonna come through. The aliens are gonna anally probe everybody at once.
You know what it is?
20,000 people anally
Wait,
probe
like
at once.
You would love that.
Synchronized anal probing?
no,
That's
the
a lot
thing-
of people. So
I'm
that,
just
at that
saying.
point, that's a skill.
Yeah, that's the logistics of that.
Yeah. For it to be all.
Difficult.
For it to be
Difficult
all
to
at
organize.
once.
Yeah, I was about-
Rubber bullets. We got anal fisting from the aliens. You're gone.
Look,
Dude,
Ryan,
a
you've
bunch
been in
of people are
contact
gonna
with
get
you've been
rubber
in
bullets,
contact with the government enough. You know they're not organized
No,
enough
they
to
will.
pull that
There's a lot
off.
of organization,
Man,
especially
well,
for whatever that is.
not in my spot, not where we were at.
You know who they should put in charge of the organization of the
The
event?
barbarian.
Bill Pullman.
The post office.
Oh,
Because they're very organized and polite.
And they're very consistent.
they're gonna be like, please leave.
rain,
You're
sleet, or
like,
snow.
"Fuck, all right."
They're there. That's pretty cool.
Always
No,
very
I
orderly.
think realistically, like 98% of the people that
Not
said
gonna
they're
show
going
up.
are not going to show up. But there are going to be people that
there's
show
gonna be-
up.
We're gonna go.
Yeah.
We're gonna
There's
show
gonna be
up.
5.
So,
Yeah, we're going.
And
We're
William's
going.
going to have like
I'm ready.
football shoulder pads on.
Dude, so look, here's the thing: is that
It's
doesn't
gonna be a
matter.
full LARPing crew.
So it doesn't matter how crazy or bullshit like the whole story seems. The people at Area 51 are gonna take it shit seriously.
Dude, they're
yeah.
doing threat briefings and all kinds of shit right now. I guarantee
Yeah.
it. Like they're gonna sit there and be like, all right, so this is the plan we have in place. Once they storm, all right, you're gonna anally probe this guy, we're gonna probe this guy.
No,
We're gonna take them all out at once.
Organized butt stuff. That's amazing.
Or synchronized butt
OBS
stuff. It's all
Yeah,
That's a
that's what it's
skill.
called, the OBS Strike
Like
Force,
synchronized
right?
swimming is an Olympic sport.
synchronized.
Yeah, but synchronized
Butt
butt stuff isn't.
No, but I'm saying it's still a skill, probably more than
What,
The
synchronizing?
aliens have honed it throughout centuries.
Yeah, synchronizing is a skill. Who said it wasn't?
You've never seen a spy movie where they're like, all right, everybody, yeah, fuck the watches. Everybody
Man on fire,
synchronizes
man
the
on fire,
watch.
synchronized anal grenade.
I don't like on synchronized swimming that they have to wear the nose plugs.
I think that's a choice thing.
It just cheapens the whole thing, I think.
What if they had a flesh colored one? You know, like the
They have
belly bandage
flesh colored ones.
Still doesn't work for you?
It just doesn't. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's like the kid in like elementary school that gets a bloody nose and he just shoves tissue up there and walks around like that. That's what they look like in an Olympic event. I don't get it.
I like the guys who do that in class. They'll get a bump in the nose, starts bleeding, they tissue it up and come in there and bleed on you a little bit more.
That's what I just said.
Oh, we were talking about class?
Thank you for joining, Oliver.
Okay, sorry.
Nice
That's what I just said.
Sorry, I was
I just feel like
Looking at
they're pro
Birdo.
athletes. They should be able to have I don't know. They should be able to do it without nose plugs.
Look, Professor, like
That seems like something you do in practice, but when the event comes, it's like we wear a rash guard in practice, but when the event comes, we take it off.
Think they have competition training for that?
Pohada, you don't wear a rash guard.
What?
The real Pohada, no rash guard. That's real.
If you're John Danaher, you always have it on, so you do. So
I'm gonna retain comment
So-
on that matter.
what? It's well-known fact. He always wears a rash
But
guard.
he's not doing the real Pohada. I'm telling you, like shirtless.
If he got into a fight in the street, that's what you're talking about. He would have it on.
So you think that he's a leader of the jiu-jitsu movement, John Danaher? He sets the standard?
I didn't say that. You
goes to
said
PE and doesn't wanna wear anything else?
I didn't say that.
That's not a
You
difference.
said that you're not going to be wearing a rash guard in the street, and I simply gave you an example of someone who wears rash guards all the time that would be in there.
But
Didn't he
that is
wear
an
it?
outlier? It's not the standard. That's not reality.
I didn't say it was a standard.
Do you wear yours?
Didn't he wear one to
Sometimes a wedding.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
a wedding? Matt Serra's wedding.
Apparently.
Pants everywhere.
That's the deal.
Do you
He
think
wears that
that
everywhere.
John Danaher has like PJ rash guards?
What do you mean, like loose fit rash guards he wears to sleep in?
Do you think he sleeps in spats and rash guard?
Yeah, either that or
I think he has a nighttime fanny pack
So I don't have to kiss you every time.
with like,
Dude, I
with
can't
like
move
mel-
because of the mic.
yeah, either
won't
that,
move.
either like a loose rash guard, or he has a rash guard that is like pajama themed.
Whatever.
or does he have pajamas that's rash guard themed?
Ooh. Game changer.
I don't think that's a thing.
You know what, Ricky? It's
Pajamas
not.
that are rash guard themed?
It's not up to me to prove that it's a thing. It's up to you to
Yeah,
prove that it's not a
I think
thing.
John
I don't
Danaher
think
wear
that
Hawaiian
exists.
shirt rash guard. I think that's going to be the next drop with.
You know what? Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
I know we give you a lot of we give you a hard time about rocking the Hawaiian
Everything.
shirt. However, in all honesty,
It's normal.
I think you look great in the Hawaiian shirt, and I think you should keep rocking it. It's a good style for you in particular.
Thank you.
You know,
Coach
and
Ricky, too.
I'll agree with that, and I'll add one more.
Now, Coach Ricky should not. We've talked about that before. He had a
Dude,
nice change in his
he looks
style
great. He looks
recently.
great.
He was dressing nice. Coach Ricky, you're a different animal. Okay, you don't need the Hawaiian shirt.
So,
That's Ryan style.
I have a question because I was interested in the Hawaiian shirt rash guard. Right? Is this gonna be like open shirt Hawaiian shirt? Like it's gonna look like a Hawaiian.
It's a Hawaiian print, bro.
Like,
Hawaiian print.
But is it gonna look like it's buttoned
No,
closed?
it's a Hawaiian
or it's
print.
like open? Because you wear yours open.
Hawaiian
You wear yours
print.
open a
But
lot.
see, I wear mine open because it's like a blouse for women. You know, I got a little too big to wear my regular shirt, so I was like, you know what?
Nah, bro.
We'll accessorize until I get smaller. I
we
wanna
call
find new
this the
wardrobes.
skins versus the blouses.
Hey,
Blouses win.
skin versus the blouses. I ain't
Game
taking that shirt off right
blouses.
now.
Game
I'm not taking the
blouses.
shirt off yet.
Skins and blouses.
Pancakes, bitches.
No pancakes, and I'll be blouseless soon.
I don't know. I heard there were pancakes.
I didn't eat no
so-
fucking pancakes.
No?
Coach Ricky, you got the new boots. You got the long sleeve polo. You
Yeah.
got that new suit.
You got the new
I need
condo?
more polos.
You need more polos. Leave the
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
shirts
shirts
are key.
to
To
Ryan.
Ryan.
Just let him have that. You're on the right track, buddy.
Better not do like the Professor Drag gas up. Like if like
I'm serious. I'm 100% honest.
so no more Hawaiian shirts for you, buddy. Sorry.
I think you look good in them. You should keep wearing them.
Hey, guys.
But you only have that one, just that white one, right?
Which one?
You only have that
Texas
one.
The white one.
The Texas
yellow
one. The Texas one.
I love that picture of you and your wife in the dune buggy
covered in mud.
Covered in mud.
covered in mud, and you're like making a muscle or a fist with the Hawaiian shirt on.
Muscle or a
That's
fist.
great,
That is very
dude.
She's like
American.
covered in mud.
Yeah, that's a great picture, dude.
American. You didn't like her comment on it either. You just sit there and creep and creep and creep. It's not even fair.
What?
Yeah, you didn't like her comment.
Brandon's
You're
a
saying
Facebook
that
pro.
You're out on the streets. You're commenting on our Area 51 gathering.
Yeah.
You don't even comment or even like or give any
Yes,
sort
I
of
have a life.
of reading our
Okay.
comments and not responding.
No, I'm doing stuff. I'm busy. I happen to see the picture.
Hey, so real quick, I saw a polo that it was Ralph Lauren, right? So it had the horse, right? But there's some Ralph Lauren polos that have that blown up. I
Yeah,
want
it's-
to know how y'all feel about that.
It's bad.
It's like a horse
don't
this
like it.
big.
I don't like Ralph
Yeah.
Lauren
And it's
anyway.
generally like a two-tone polo.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about classic style, you want no logos. You want nothing.
No goes.
Solid colors. You want no logos. I mean, otherwise you look like a billboard. Now, I mean, sometimes I don't know. You can depending
I don't
on.
mind the small logo.
Yeah, but it's just
If it's Ralph.
yeah. But I mean, the
Actually, what's the Gator? Who makes that one?
Lacoste.
Cost.
That one's pretty
Lacoste.
good.
Yeah.
It does like polo and Lacoste. It's like a classic style. I mean, you can have that on there, but in general, the most classic is going to be no logo at all. You know, and I don't care for the long sleeve polo.
I
know you like it. It's a good look, but I don't care.
So, Brandon, who's your favorite no logo polo?
No go.
The H&M polos are good.
H&M.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, I
$12
have
bucks.
one.
Excellent.
They're like
We
$12, man.
We have the same one.
Which one?
Black.
The black and white stripe?
Yeah.
Wait, do y'all
That's-
share?
You guys coordinate
like,
that?
Is it like Mondays and Tuesdays?
We rotate. Yeah.
Coach Ricky
It's like a
stretches it out,
timeshare.
Stretches it out.
I get it
sleeps in
Monday, I get it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. He gets it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then every other Sunday I get it, and then obviously he gets it on other Sundays.
So do y'all wash it? Who washes it?
You guys-
Well, whoever wears it washes.
It's like co-parenting.
So is
That's
it
pretty
washed
cute.
after every use, or is
Yeah.
it kind of like an exchange where?
No, we wash after every use.
I mean,
We're gentlemen.
Very
You know,
sanitary.
we're civilized.
You're great. Yeah.
You know,
Man. So there you go. Shout out to
pretty good setup. So we got a $12 polo for $6. So that's a pretty good deal.
so
We split it. You know,
you guys went Dutch on a polo, huh?
pretty good deal.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty
I
good
was
deal.
recently told that I have to go to a formal event, which I would want to go. I'm not
Formal
being
event.
forced.
What kind of event is this?
Formal?
It's my
formal
girlfriend's grandparents' 50th anniversary, so it's like a whole new like wedding celebration.
Oh, we talked
almost.
about.
Yeah.
This is with the key color is a teal.
So I just
like
found
nice.
this out.
Quinceañera.
They color coordinated different sections of the room, and so
Whoa.
the section that I'm in, I have to dress formal and I have to wear teal,
That's
No,
good.
which is hard.
Did you discuss the idea that we
Feels
talked about?
amazing, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if jeans are allowed still, but jeans
You have
with,
some of
with a
those.
teal dress shirt, some jeans.
No, teal
Everyone
tee?
has
Professor
jeans.
Brand's got teal ones. though. Isn't that the teal chinos?
No.
But
He had the red ones that
Brandon has-
Professor
I don't have
was
them, I
talking
think.
about last
You could wear a
episode.
teal shirt on Easter or something. That's
yeah,
nice.
teal shirt, jeans, sport coat.
Sport coat, yeah.
I don't know if
Inside out
jeans
sport
are.
coat.
I mean, it's a kind of formal thing.
Well, again, it's summertime, so you get a little less formal in summer because it's so hot.
Take the sleeves off.
Are you going to do the teal socks with it to make a
That
pop?
might be a good idea.
you
Socks, in general, socks need to match the pants. If they don't match the pants, they at least got to match the shoes. That's standard.
Style
Now you
101
can
with
have men don't have too many opportunities to accessorize. You could have some funky socks.
sock
That's
shirt-
acceptable.
a sock shirt
funky
pop is
socks
fine.
are acceptable.
Sock shirt pop is fine if
I have
they
some
match.
blue socks. I have sharks. on
What?
them.
A sock shirt combo. Have your socks match your shirt?
I mean, when you have some leeway with socks, because
Yeah.
again, men, you can have a watch, maybe a basic necklace, maybe a ring.
So with your
Not too many
what
ways
color
to accessorize.
sport coat you wearing? Like a gray, Or
Light
going-
gray,
light gray. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're going
light
with
gray.
a brown shoe. I would assume.
Or a white.
Wait,
Yeah.
brown
Yeah.
shoe. With
Are you
a
doing? Are you
teal
doing
shirt?
or like a
That's gonna
tan?
look bad.
No, like a tan. Or you doing?
No, you do
Like
light
a
brown.
brown-
like a
light
tan. Yeah, like a tan.
Yeah, light
almost.
brown.
Like
Like
a
a
yellowish
champagne.
yellow.
Camel.
Yeah.
Camel's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Camel.
You don't want to do black.
Camel.
Summertime. You don't want to black. I know
Yeah.
I'm wearing a black shirt, but I mean, you really don't want to do that.
Man, I
Yeah.
don't even know.
You want to do it? You want to do
You want to be serious or not, Rick?
Yeah, well,
I mean, you want to look good or not?
bro? You
so I asked someone else who's going to the same event, and I was like, "Yeah, like we all have to wear teal." And that's when he told me, he's like, "No, it's different sections."
That's
He-
cool,
He has
actually.
magenta.
Shit.
So purple.
no
like a
magenta.
pink-
My whole point is you're never going to wear that teal shirt again. So just buy a teal T-shirt and dress it up.
Or get
A
teal
V-neck.
Hawaiian shirt.
Would you suggest a V-neck or a Henley?
No, it's
No,
normal.
no. Just a crew neck.
What's the
Just a
Henley?
crew. A Henley's like a 3-button. No.
Yeah,
like
it's
no
it's
collar.
almost like a thermal type shirt, but they usually have buttons.
Can be, yeah.
I actually
Don't wear
like
a
those.
tie because somebody can choke you out with it.
That is true.
Very true.
Yeah, but
Not street
Coach
style.
Ricky know how to handle himself.
What if I? Just
I'm not worried
wear
about that.
What about
white dress
what
shirt,
about no
teal top?
shirt?
Yeah, teal tie is good too because you can get a cheap teal tie, throw it
And
away.
then you can
Cheap
wear the
toe tie.
teal socks.
I like-
The
I
tie
like
matching
the-
socks. Is a
yeah,
good
you can
thing.
do that.
No shirt, gray sport coat, teal bow tie. Beautiful.
So I want
Beautiful.
to table something for a discussion real quick. It's kind of off topic. What do you guys think about mixed belt brackets for tournaments? Brown belts.
It's
and
2019.
Well, the
I think
belt.
it's
Okay, the
a
main
great.
thing is the belt got to match the shoes.
Well, Spider Invitational, for instance. Like
You know,
some
so I
of the
mean,
most
you
exciting-
can't have a brown belt, black shoes. It doesn't look right.
talking
Now,
about
if you're gonna wear a color of shoes, it's not typical. Like obviously, you're probably not gonna wear a white belt with white shoes. So
The
you.
socks need to match the pants.
Well, we went over this. Okay, first
we
socks
missed the point.
socks need to match the pants first,
Potentially.
shoes second. But in addition to that, socks are one area where the man can accessorize a bit, be a little bit
of
crazy.
like a
it's
tie.
okay. Kind of like a tie.
Yeah, it's like a
Although a
tie.
tie, I think you need to be more classic. Solid colors mostly. If you want to change it up, you put some texture in it. Get like a knit tie or something.
Yeah.
When I graduated,
You're not
I had
a pattern tie type of guy.
Yeah, you still don't get too crazy with that. Pattern's a bit tricky. You know what I mean? Like if the
standard stripe or a
if the
standard,
tie
like-
is the only pattern you have, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
But if you had a patterned shirt or some patterned shoes, you would want to mix it up.
Typically, you don't want to mix patterns.
Whenever I graduated, I had Hakeem Olajuwon socks underneath my suit. Like,
Okay.
no one's gonna talk bad about that.
Hey, when are you gonna make them Professor Draculino socks?
I was the one that said that.
Yeah, I want some of those, man.
Yeah, his birthday's coming up.
Oh, you should totally. You should do that.
I need to go look.
You should do
I need
that.
to go find a good picture. I was thinking about maybe using that picture he just uploaded of him looking all old.
No, don't get no. Get the regular picture.
That picture
Ryan, to
looks
answer your
crazy.
question,
Oh, what was the question? You
I
answered
like
already. That's
I
what
like
wanted to know.
mixed belt divisions, and you know what? I think it would be interesting if you made everybody wear a white belt, because I think it would kind of like throw people off a bit mentally,
I like that.
and I think it'd be kind of an interesting matchup.
And you know, so at the Third Coast Grappling event, there was a match between Cody Steele.
DJ.
That's such a
DJ.
great name. I know I said that before.
Yeah.
This is real
But
fucking
it's,
name.
I
too.
know, dude. It's such a Cody Steele.
Cody with a K. Cody with a K.
Yeah,
Cody
and it's
with
not
a
just
K.
the name Steele. Cody is a good mix with it.
Yeah.
Cody, if you're listening, I don't love you, man. I just think it's a cool name.
Yeah.
That's it. You know.
He's like, I don't want to hang out with you, but I want to hang out
Yeah,
with your
we don't.
name.
I mean, just like a you know, it's a
But
pretty
that was-
strong
can
Can you
name.
write your name down for me and send it?
That was a great match.
Send me a
I
friend
talked to
request.
DJ
I'll
while I was
follow
in
you.
California about it, and DJ, I was like, dude, what happened? Like, he's like, bro, I shouldn't have pulled guard because he was trying to work something else. He came out and just had a stalemate on the feet, and then he pulled guard, and Cody did not let his ass breathe
Yeah,
for
I
a
mean,
second.
he really dominated the
grinder,
match
man. He's
the
good.
whole time. You know.
Kid's unreal, man. Like, and I think
And he
that's-
was active too. He wasn't just holding or stalling. I mean, he was really going for it. Like he looked really great. He fought in the qualifier.
yeah,
He wasn't in the qualifier, but he was like a super
He
match.
fought
Yeah.
Justin Rennick, the guy that
Yeah,
fought,
he looked really great in that.
Eddie.
And then, excuse me, his jiu-jitsu looked really great in that. And then,
His name looked even better.
and then,
though.
like you know, I mean, he was really all over DJ in that match. I was really impressed,
Unreal.
man. He did great.
But that's what I like to see, like these brown belts and purple belts. Some of these, like William Tackett, those guys. I'd like to see them. Like those are fun. Like
Well,
William Tackett-
so historically, the kind of the biggest event you have with the mixed belts is like the Brazilian Nationals. So it's brown and black mixed together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of a classic event. And some guys didn't like competing in it. Some guys don't like it. But I think I kind of like it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I
The problem is certain competitors won't do it.
samurai black belts, as they're called, right? Like people
I'm
that
not
fight
gonna.
for
I'm not
honor
gonna
and-
say that. It's you know what. I get it. It's kind of a lose-lose
choice,
situation
right?
for them. If they beat them, well, you're supposed to beat them. If they lose, you suck. Even though that isn't the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been a number of multiple-time world champion black belts that have lost to brown belts. That I mean, it's not so cut and dry. I like those kind of open belt events, but you will limit the people that want to do it.
I think Nogi's a little bit more easier for people to digest because you don't have the belts. You don't see the
Sure.
brown belt on stage with the black belt.
Yep.
So I think Nogi is a little better than going in there in a gi and just having a guy with the brown belt on versus the black
I'm telling you,
belt.
man,
The optics
just
are-
make them
are
wear
different.
like doing judo. Like one guy wears a white belt, one guy wears a blue belt just for scoring, and I think it kind of maybe negates a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think if you keep it within one belt division, like people wouldn't be too scared. Like a purple brown belt division,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a
that's
blue
true.
and purple division. But
Yeah.
if you just have like open, like a blue belt can face a black belt. Like, yeah, the black belt should win 9 times out of 10, but it's a fight.
Might get that phenom
who
coming
fucking
through.
knows? It's not
Well-
even about being a phenom. Anything can happen in a
Well,
fight.
yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
can happen.
I always thought it would be cool to have like 100-man tournament.
Kumite.
Where, kind of a kumite type thing where, I mean, it's literally open to anybody, all belt levels.
all skill, all type of
Yeah, and I think it like kind of like ADCC used to be a long time ago. They had like these like judo guys in there and sambo guys in there, just all a really big range of people. And just like back then, I think it would be surprising who wins. I don't think it's always going to be the person that you think, because if you have a big tournament like that, people are going to get tired, people are going to get hurt, and then a lot of times too, like the lower belts always have that kind of nothing to lose type attitude. They really go for it. They go after stuff maybe they normally wouldn't go for. Typically, the higher level players are playing more safe, and a lot of times they kind of make some bad decisions. They kind of play a little bit too safe, and they lose. So I think I always wanted to see how that would play out. You know,
So what in your eyes distinguishes a difference between a brown belt and a black belt? What's the major?
just
major
refinement, experience, mostly.
difference? Yeah.
Mostly experience. That's really it.
But I mean, in terms of skill, I mean, mostly they've developed their game already at brown belt, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest jump really, if it's not from white to blue, it's from blue to purple.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's the biggest, and that's usually where you see the biggest skill disparity. Like purple is where you really see like when people start really pulling away from the pack. And there's also a really big difference in the number of years people have been training. I mean, it would be legitimate for somebody to train 2 years at white belt. Like that's not like normal, but you know that's not really
Not uncalled for.
It's not uncalled for. You know, the guy maybe he took some time off or whatever, or he was sporadic. You could definitely be 2 years at white belt, right?
for sure.
And then let's say you're 2 years at blue belt. That's not unusual. And then by the time you get to purple, you've already got 4 years in. I wouldn't be surprised if people stay at purple for 3 years. You know what I mean? I fought guys when I was a purple belt and I had been training maybe like between between 4 and 6 years. I fought guys that had been training seriously like 10 years. You know, I fought guys at Brown. I talked to them after the match. They've been training for 13 years.
It's crazy.
You know, so I mean, I think that's when you really, once you get it, the purple, I think, has the biggest kind of disparity. I mean, you might say it's at black, but I think by the time you get to black, some things kind of even out. Everybody kind of knows enough, if that makes sense.
But like at blue belt, like you're saying, like the skill disparity, and isn't that true though about blue belt as well? Like
I think it's less so. I think it's less so. I think purple is the most kind of that you have the most disparity. And like as far as to go back to that 100-man tournament, I think it'd be really cool if you like anybody who is a world champion is qualified to do it. So if you're a world champion at blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black, you can get in.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
I think that would be really neat.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I've been looking at, because like I've kind of floated the idea with people about the mixed belts, like doing brown belts and black belts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good idea. But a lot of people that have told us that something's not a good idea has turned out to be great. Our rule set. I mean, there's
I think it's cool, man. You just got to realize that there will be certain people that won't want to do it, but if it's on the same, you know, I mean, there'll be plenty of people who will do it.
Yeah, I think especially doing the brown and black. Brown and black, like that's not that uncommon. It's happening.
Man, you could have a 16-man division. Yeah. And you could have, again, like you got to be a world champion to get it. You have to be a black belt or a lower belt world champion to get in.
Yeah, that makes
right?
sense.
And you just kind of, you get blues, you get purples, you get browns, you get blacks. To me, that adds a lot of drama. And I think it adds a lot of bit to like, I think the crowd likes that because everyone wants to root for an underdog. And
so like worked up, like when Cody was playing DJ and he was putting it on him, like the crowd was going ape shit. And like they were just like, and like
it's cool, man. I think it's great.
It was a great
well,
moment.
not only that, I mean, you got these guys. I mean, yeah, they don't compete against each other at that belt level, but they train with black belts, or black belts train with purples, black belts train with browns. You know, everybody trains together, so it's not like they're neglecting that portion of their training, or they've never seen that before. You know,
it's like a lot of
the intensity.
You know, one thing that people don't realize is that like you could have a blue belt who's 17. And he could have 10 years of training.
10 years, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for real. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
He could have as much training as a black belt. He's basically a black belt. You know what I mean? Like if you ever see like, I don't know how this plays out in the US because it's a little bit different, but if you like go to Brazil and you see like the green belt kids competing,
yeah, you brought
those kids are hot
crazy,
shit,
bro.
man. They're basically like black belts. You know what I mean? Like one of my friends told me that when I was in Brazil, and I kind of laughed about it. He goes, "No, seriously, you should watch those kids. They're like really good." And then I watched them, and I'm like, "Holy shit, it's like a black belt match."
Have you seen that? She's a competitor, the Mona Bailey or whatever. She has a bald head, the alopecia.
Yeah, alopecia.
Yeah, she's a green and black belt, and she had like 12 matches the other weekend.
Yeah,
submitted like 11 of them. Like these kids, man, are coming up
good, man.
So
she hasn't gotten her blue belt yet. I thought
she's not 17 yet.
No, she's not
16.
No, she's not 16.
Not 17. Yeah,
same thing with that girl, Cora Sek, that was training there for a while, man. She was doing really
dudes,
good.
Beating chicks. I mean, she don't care. She's just out there beating them all.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good.
So, when it comes to like stripes and belts, that was something when I spoke with Keenan when I was in California. He's saying that he's not going to give stripes out to his students. Maybe white belts, but he said after that he thinks that stripes are useless. Maybe for kids are good.
Well, okay, look, I think stripes can be good for motivation for the student. However, I don't think they really mean that much in terms of experience. You know, like if you're going to a tournament and you're a fresh blue belt and you're going up against like a blue belt with 3 stripes, you need to get that out of your head. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that.
It does help you to kind of build like your motivation to continue to train. It gives you like, steps to kind of walk through.
It gives you like markers, like take
exactly.
And I reach here. Okay,
they're like milestones.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Professor.
I mean,
and that's a good thing. I mean, everybody, positive reinforcement is good for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. So I think stripes are good for that kind of thing, but you shouldn't like take it so seriously. Like when you tell somebody your rank, you shouldn't say I'm this belt with this many stripes.
Blue belt,
even a black belt.
I
I never told anybody I'm a black belt with 3 stripes. I'm just a black belt. You know what I mean? So I think it's more for like motivation, as Professor Berto said.
Striper.
Yeah, I think for like Professor Berto said, it's more for like stepping stones and kind of milestones.
Yeah.
So I think that you need to have the mentality. If you're a blue belt, you're a blue belt, and so is everybody else, and it's so big.
So you're
deal.
saying basically the stripes should be used as like personal goals.
Well, stripes are subjective in different schools.
Units
like
of
they're
measurement.
more on like a time thing, and some of these other schools it's just like, all right, you want a tournament, here's a stripe, or like they're giving out for different reasons.
So like we follow the IBJJF graduation system, which means that there is a time requirement, but there is also a mat time requirement.
Yeah, and those are both minimums. There are no maximums.
There are no maximums. Yeah. Okay. So like you can have been training for fucking 3 months, right? If you
100 years.
If you only been to 5 classes, bro, you're not getting ranked up.
So there is that minimum of mat time that you have to have.
Oh, yeah,
you have
absolutely.
minimum.
Well, and also, and this is true too. You know, I mean, like when you do get that minimum time, then you are eligible for the graduation.
Not guaranteed.
Does it mean that? Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
Subjective, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I've seen
and
you
like
put cards up and stuff like that. So.
yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, especially like in the kids' classes, you know, a lot of times we make a joke about this, but a lot of times it's behavior. But even with the adults, like we'll
behavior.
Yeah, it can be
behavior.
it can behavior
We
too.
pulled some cards.
But a lot of times, I mean, you kind of like the promotion comes up and you're like, yeah, you know what, let's wait a little bit longer. You know, so it's not as like cookie cutter as everybody thinks.
Yeah,
it is.
and you know what? We never. I mean, at least myself, I never like get too finicky on stripes. Right? Like, oh, this person's.
It's more the belt, but we've held people back from
No, we've
stripes
helped
for
people back
sure.
from stripes before, for sure. But definitely, it's like you said. Don't put too much stake in your stripes. Your stripes
Yeah.
are there to show that like you're coming
steak.
and you're trying hard.
Damn, dude, that does sound good.
You have some form of consistency. Yeah.
Well, and two, you know, like if you're a student, your focus should, I mean, you have absolutely no influence on whether you get a belt or not. That's really the truth.
Right.
You should be focused on trying to get better. If you get better, you'll get the belt.
Focus on that class that day.
I think it's like, I know that's kind of a hard mentality and maybe it's different than a lot of other things that we do in this world, but like, you can't get obsessed with that belt or that stripe. You know, when you're ready, the teacher's going to give it to you, and I guarantee you, asking about it's not going to help you, man.
Yeah, asking the head instructor's wife will also not get you.
You told me about that happened to you, that story. Or no, Ricky, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a brazen person right there.
So you're not really going to am I going to get my blue belt? I mean, you can just let me know, because I might have to take off work for my other job. So just let me know if I'm going to get it.
My family's coming in from Scandinavia, so I just want to make sure they're here.
Oh, blue belt.
Dude, it's better.
We don't want to talk about that.
You know what's worse is that whenever there's a graduation ceremony and some dude randomly brings like 50 members of his family,
Doesn't get shit.
Not gonna get the belt, but ends up having to.
doesn't get the belt. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Why'd you invite your family?
Yeah, that's why anytime we have a graduation.
Camera, he's got little Joey over there with his peg leg.
Yeah, if you don't
got like a
know,
dog there.
it's kind of an unwritten rule in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that you don't ask about your belt, you don't ask about your rank, and typically, like, I mean, this is pretty standard with everybody. Like, if somebody asks you about a belt, you typically double the time that they have remaining on the belt. Whatever they're coming up on their graduation, you typically double that
You're
time.
training for the wrong reasons. Is that what you're focused on?
Well,
Yeah,
and
no,
like that's like an
absolutely.
old school mentality, and I think that I mean it's a little bit our fault as instructors. We don't really tell people don't to ask. We expect them just to know it, which it's kind of not fair. So we normally cut people slack, particularly at white belt, sometimes at blue. But by the time you get to getting into the blue, you should kind of pick up on the hints and this kind of thing.
What's like the most pivotal moment in jiu-jitsu? Professor Isai, I want to ask the black belts. Like,
It's different for everybody, I think.
What's the most pivotal moment that you had? Like when you were coming up, like was there like something that a light came on? I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to compete. I want to do MMA. Like what were some of the milestones like along your journey that kind of made you where you're at now?
Man, dude, from when I very first started jiu-jitsu, I hoped I would one day be an instructor.
Same.
Yeah, so like, but I never said it to myself. It was weird. It's weird having like a wish, but never really saying it out loud because like I don't want to jinx myself. Like I'm a white belt, or I'm not even a white belt. I'm just training, but this is really
Clear
cool.
belt.
A clear belt. Yeah,
Not even a white
Not
belt.
even a white belt.
When I was a white belt, I had dreams of doing MMA and competing at Worlds, and
You done both?
And you did
I've
that
done,
shit.
Yeah, I've done both.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, fucking retire.
Like,
Get out of
you're
here.
25, right? 24, 25, right?
27.
Oh,
About to turn 28 next month.
Oh man,
Man,
your
sorry about
insurance is about to go down, buddy.
that's great. That's a
Yeah.
great feeling, you know, when like you make that list, whether you write it down or it's in your head. It's a great feeling when you check those things off, man.
I guess pivotal for me would be after I began working and you know being front desk instructor and all this. I took a really long time of like not competing. I went 5 years without competing.
Holy shit.
I did not compete as a purple belt. I competed as a blue belt early on, and then I didn't compete again until I was a brown belt. And I was already a 3-stripe brown belt.
We just said not to make that. Don't clarify your belt by stripes. We just talked about that.
He's a three-striper, Professor. Three-striper.
What I was trying to make the point of is that it was a long time into my brown belt that I finally decided to come
He
back.
was a fifth stripe brown belt.
I was a fifth stripe brown belt. And so
Oliver Long style.
That's right. That's right.
Don't promote him. Yeah.
No.
Coming,
Still a four-striper.
coming back from not
a
competing
rusty
in
white
5
belt.
years to then winning the Houston Open, that was
Had to
big-
slip that in.
that was a
And
big
dude,
deal.
like some of your matches, like seeing you, like you've gone 2-0 at Third Coast. I mean, seeing you, and these are like legit international competitors, like good guys that you're competing against. And dude, like seeing you win and seeing, I mean, just seeing that was like it was one of the best moments I think I've had because both of them were gutsy wins. Both of them.
It was
I mean,
cool, man.
You're a great competitor, so that's hopefully something you keep pushing on as a black belt.
I thought they were okay.
Yeah, all right.
It's aight.
Yeah.
It's aight.
What about you, Coach Ricky?
I think a pivotal moment for me was when I lost my first MMA fight because I was like I got beat up. I got beat up the third round. I actually think I won the fight. It was close.
Which match that guy like scratched you across the chest? Yeah, that huge scratch.
That was the
here in
last.
Houston, yeah.
That was the last MMA fight that I had.
He used
and
Tiger Claw?
That's kind of
There's the
why
Velcro on the glove.
Oh.
That's kind of why that's a pivotal moment for me because I was like contemplating whether I wanted to do MMA or not. And after I lost, it was very easy for me to be like,
Nah.
man, I don't want to do it. But I was like, no, I'm not.
Don't finish on that loss.
I'm not going to finish on a loss.
Yep.
I want to do it again. And so I did it and I trained and I beat the guy. And I haven't done MMA since that.
You had 2 or 3?
Three.
That's what I thought.
And I was going to have a fourth, but it just it
Kept like dropping, like falling out, right?
No, the dude pulled out like 3 days before the fight, and they couldn't
sucks,
find a
man.
replacement. And it was a hard camp to begin with. And I the next year I did 12 tournaments, one for every month. The year before that was when I did the MMA, and I tried to do 4 MMA fights in the year,
Yeah.
right? Or in a year's time. Yeah, that's
good.
So
Man, you fought at 145, right?
Yeah.
The guy that he lost to was like 6'3".
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And,
High school was fun.
one thing that kind of intimidates people is after high school, because there's so much freedom, you kind of lose your sense of direction. Like in high school, even in elementary,
You do nothing.
Yeah, even in elementary, everything's planned for you.
Yeah.
All the way until you graduate. Once you graduate, it's like do whatever you want. And a lot of people like are
I don't want to do shit.
yeah, they're scared or
Yeah.
they say they want to do things, but they never
They don't know how to go about it because it's always been done for them.
done for them.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky enough to start training jiu-jitsu 16 going on 17.
Yeah, you told us that.
And so whenever I got out of high school, I went to community college.
Jack,
And
what's up?
yeah, and then I trained jiu-jitsu and I had a job to provide for that jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that was it. So it was a really weird thing that I was still getting this sense of direction via training partners, Professor Brandon, Professor Drac. Like it was all.
We started like drilling when we were white or blue.
when I was blue, but I was 18, and so it just I don't know it has things have still been kind of planned for me. Not like I took the initiative and I did it myself, right? I always had the choice, but I chose to do that, and because I chose to do that, I feel like the way I think about other things in my life is just way better.
Oh man, if you if you really look, if you're have been training jiu-jitsu for I don't know, kind of any amount of time. I mean, like let's say a couple of years or something. You can really use that experience to really help you with other areas of your
agree.
life, man. I mean, you really, really can.
Improving
And
skills,
you know, alternatively, if you're starting jiu-jitsu and you're older, maybe I mean, I don't know, you don't have to be that old, but like everybody has kind of mastered at least one skill. You know, I mean, your job, or maybe it doesn't matter. You could be like a secretary and you're really good at
Instrument,
typing.
something, you know, like
yeah, you're gonna have one skill that you're like, you know what, I'm pretty good at this. And
Pizza?
eating pizza, whatever.
No,
You know,
eating
pizza, baby.
come on.
And but what you can do is you can always apply those lessons to other areas of your life. So I mean, if you've had some success in jiu-jitsu, you need to apply those lessons to other areas of your life, and vice versa. If you
agree.
I mean, if you went to college and graduated, I mean, you learned how to study, how to do whatever. You need to apply those lessons to your jiu-jitsu, because the way that you get good at anything is the same way you get good at everything. You need to organize things. You need to break things down. You need to work hard. You need to show up. You need to take it seriously. And it doesn't really matter what you're trying to do. You need to make sure and apply those lessons. And like, again, like the way you get good at anything is the same regardless of the topic. And so if you've had success in jiu-jitsu, use that in your outside life. And if you've had success in your outside life, you got to apply that to your jiu-jitsu. There's no secret.
But I mean, there's that saying that says how you do anything is how you do everything.
That's right.
You know, and that's basically what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
if you're getting up and you're slacking on your chores around the house, or you're not cleaning the toilet, making your bed, doing your laundry, I mean, that's going to carry over into other areas of your life.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're not disciplined with your basic house chores, you're not going to be disciplined with the other serious stuff in your life. And you might prioritize. But I mean, there's a lot to say about that saying. I read a book about it, and it was.
Well, it's true, and like there's nothing wrong with not wanting to do what you don't want to do. So we'll get people that come into school and like they end up quitting, right? And sometimes, I can tell, like, I don't know, like they're like their wife made them quit, and that's like a shame, I think. Or sometimes they weren't able to kind of, they like it. You can tell they like it, but they weren't able to organize their life to make it work. And I feel sorry about that. But sometimes people come in and they don't like it. They just don't like it. And you can see it in their eyes sometimes. And you're like, you know what? I get it. It's okay. You don't have to do, everyone doesn't have to do everything.
Yeah.
So I think when you're up against a challenge and you want to quit, you got to think about, okay, look, do I not like what I'm doing, or am I giving up because it's hard? And it's never okay to give up because it's hard. It is okay to give up if you don't like it. I mean, there's plenty of things that I quit because I didn't like it. I didn't quit because it was hard. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this. That's fine. But if you pick jiu-jitsu to do, you need to realize that it's going to be difficult, and you need to apply those lessons to whatever lessons you've learned over your life. You got to apply them to jiu-jitsu too, man. I mean, the only way you get good at anything is, again, you got to show up, you got to work hard, you got to take notes, you got to take it seriously, you got to talk to people that are more experienced than you, you got to experience failure, you got to move, you got to do all that kind of stuff.
The first pizza that I made was horrible.
That's right, man. You just
But I kept making them.
But what did you do? You started watching them YouTube videos about
did.
pizza. You started making lots of pizza. I mean, obviously from your physical shape, you've been eating a lot of pizza as well.
Definitely
So
been eating a lot of pizza.
What is it? Don't trust a skinny chef or something like that. Skinny cook.
Y'all, try the beer I just put in front of you.
Gentlemen.
yeah, this,
Okay,
this
so
is the Gose.
So now we got Berto's beer. What is this, buddy?
It's Boone's Farm.
This is the Gose.
From
Goses are red by the brewery, and it is a Gose style ale with Syrah grapes, and it is super fucking salty. I
so
love
it's
it.
we got some salty
Tastes like a
wine here,
warhead,
huh?
bro.
Salty wine.
See that shit? It's sour.
All right.
It's like you said, it's like a warhead.
And it's like a warhead, like sour candy or
I
something.
love this beer, man.
Yeah, it's a bit more sour than I like. A little bit. I wish it was more salty and less sour.
No, but the sour goes away quick.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
It's not bad. I mean, it's interesting tasting for sure.
And it's only 5%.
It's definitely good for what it is.
Boone's
That
Farm.
eighth Wonder
All
one
the-
is
all the-
really
How many of
good.
those
Haterade.
Haterade?
Berto can drink 20 of those.
These?
Bro.
You could have like half of that and be like, I can't drink any more of this.
Me?
You got to get some Pepsi AC.
Yeah, I think this would be difficult to drink a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the thing with Goses and sours in general. Is
What's
like,
the plural of goes?
Ghost.
Ghost.
Gose.
Goses? Oh. Goses
Ghost.
are red. I don't know.
Shit, I don't know. Well, that's not bad if you're into goze. Goozies. Goozies. Gozy
Yeah, I mean,
goozies.
that's good. I mean, you think people, though, that come into jiu-jitsu that are certain, like for instance, or other people, if you're experiencing a lot
If you
of
don't want it,
struggles,
I'll drink it.
a lot of stuff going on in your life, you think that, the struggles that you've gone through, the perseverance, that really lends you some good skills on the jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
mats, because you're not going to give up. You're going to keep, you're going to try, you're going to persevere.
Well,
But that also depends on the person.
Yeah.
Too, right?
I mean-
well, but I think in general, any physical activity is going to help you to better understand yourself, and it's going to give you an outlet to deal with any sort of emotional turmoil that you're dealing with.
Give you that option
So-
of balancing.
Yeah, you could do jiu-jitsu, you could do Muay Thai kickboxing, you could go to the climbing gym, you could lift weights, you could run. I mean, anything that's going to give you a physical way to release the emotional stress you're dealing with.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's never as bad as you think. It's never like I mean, when I first started I started doing the MMA immediately.
Yeah.
And there were some days where I would get pummeled
Yeah.
and just beat up, but it was never that bad. Like even just getting punched
Yep.
is worse in your head
Yep.
than actually.
Well,
getting
and you
I saw
know,
that in Asai's stories today.
punched. Oh yeah.
You get beat up in MMA.
Oh yeah.
there's something I read somewhere. I don't remember what it was from, but they said not it goes along with what you're saying. Like it's not only is it not as bad as you think, there's a limit too. It's only going to get so bad, and then it won't get any worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we talk about like jiu-jitsu, if the person passes your guard and puts you in side control, it can't get that much worse. You know what I mean? Like okay, maybe he mounts you, whatever, but like he's not going to push you through the floor. The time's eventually going to run out.
I'm going to kill you.
It's not going to kill you, you know? So like, I think having that mentality of like, when things get really bad, you can kind of think to yourself like, all right, this is the worst it's going to get. As long as I survive this, I'm going to be okay.
Control your breathing.
Really in jiu-jitsu, because you know
Control your
exactly where
breathing.
those positions are.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
the bottom out.
But
Someone's got your back.
I
That's-
think
it's not
people
gonna
get
any
into
worse.
like mental trouble on the mat because they play things out in their head like infinitely.
Like doomsday scenarios.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I mean,
it's a claustrophobia.
you get claustrophobia. Like I mean,
100%, yeah.
you know, I mean,
On the mats.
everybody that's done jiu-jitsu for a reasonable amount of time has had to deal with some sort of claustrophobia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough.
And you get these ridiculous thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, what if, for some reason, through some series of events, the school closes. However, the personal match that I'm in continues after closing time.
100%.
And the school is locked, but me and my opponent are still training, and we have to train through the night, and he's going to hold me down in side control and smother me throughout the night. That's a ridiculous thought to have. However, when you're getting all claustrophobic, like you think stuff like that.
Man, you know what my claustrophobic was? Mine never was about being held in a bad position. It was whenever I would.
You can't break the grip?
No, it would start whenever I would start getting out of breath.
Oh, you get ahead of your breath.
Yeah, you get ahead of your breath.
get
and
ahead of the
can't-
breath.
Yes, you can't catch it again.
That oxygen debt.
Yeah, and people are putting pressure on you.
Yep.
Well, now I search for those moments, but whenever it first happened, it was really panicky because you cannot breathe, but you have to keep fighting.
Yeah,
It's a
it
mental
sucks.
game.
That happened
yeah,
like
at
with the
that
like
point.
when I would drink the Bang energy drinks and I'd go out and like try to compete, and then I get like a 300-pound guy on top of me. I'm like, I pressure tap a couple times. I couldn't breathe.
Professor,
My
that's
arms
like
all racing.
that's like when you're eating a slice of pizza and it's gone, and then you already have the second slice in your hand.
No,
But
that's
like-
what it's like for you.
but like,
That's
it's like
what it's like specifically.
it's like
for you.
It's like you gotta it's like you're slowing.
Examples.
Like you gotta you gotta stop. You gotta.
We're trying to have a conversation about jiu-jitsu, and Rick's talking about eating pizza.
Where is
Ricky.
the pizza?
That's what
Ricky.
Where is the
Ricky.
pizza? That's what I'm asking.
We'll get
No wonder he
we'll get
moved up
pizza
to
on the way
medium
home,
heavy.
buddy. We'll get pizza on the way home.
God damn,
Yeah,
Ricky's
it's like
like
you're-
Ricky's like I can't eat that much pizza, and then I have another slice in my hand. I know what you're going through.
You guys, I think I picked the wrong workout partner.
Pizzas there.
Hey, stop, dude. Oh.
Well, but if you're out there and you're having trouble with claustrophobia or whatever you want to call it, anxiety on the mat,
Fluids
you need
in your mouth.
Whoa.
yeah, you need to realize that every person who trains deals with that at some point. Happens to some people at white belt, happens to some people at black belt. It always happens. Kind of, there's nobody who can really escape that, you know? And that's one thing that's very unique about jiu-jitsu is that these bad positions get played out for a long amount of time. If you're in wrestling, you just get pinned. Or if you're in judo, you just get pinned. You mean in wrestling, you got 3 seconds, in judo, you got 30 seconds. But in jiu-jitsu,
30-second pin.
No, I thought
like 25 actually, 25 seconds.
Really?
But the criteria is different. You don't got to. You just have to immobilize them. You don't have to pin their shoulders
the
to the mat.
shoulders
Yeah,
down.
you just got to immobilize them. But it's just a little bit different. But it's a pretty short amount of time. But in jiu-jitsu, I mean, if you're training in the room, I mean, depending on what the time is, you could be held down for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The limit of the whole class if you train no time limit or something. So it's a bit more intense in jiu-jitsu because there's no kind of breaking the position. You got to. I tell this to the class all the time. You know, jiu-jitsu is just like your real life. You got to deal with all the shitty decisions that you make. Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Jesus, I wish you were that eloquent during class of the white belts.
I am.
but even in
just
other
gets lost in
areas of people's
translation.
lives, like
Huh?
even in other areas of people's lives, like let's say they're at work and I don't know, work gets really bad for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like to have that type of mentality, like I can persevere. This ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's
Man, I had to dig down deep with that. So some people don't know, like I'm in school, I'm going to school for engineering, and like it's really intense, like math stuff. And like I remember the first class that I took was like a pre-algebra class, not pre-algebra, it's pre-calculus. And it was a summer class, so it was 5 weeks, so it was really intense. And pre-calculus is a weird class anyways. It hits like a lot of different subjects that aren't related.
They're going to trig. And
they do all kind. It's really like kind of a grab bag type class, you know, so it's kind of weird. And then the summer course was like, it's really intense. And you're
compressed.
you're just really, it's really intense, you know? And like, I failed the first test. I got like a 54 on the test. I went to the teacher and I'm like, hey, I'm going to drop the class and just start over more remedial. I'm going to go back to algebra, go back to trig. I wasn't going to quit school. I was just going to quit that class. And he goes, what'd you get on the test? I was like, I got a 54. And he goes, oh, that's great. I'm like, great? What are you talking about? He goes, look,
I hated those classes.
Yeah,
man.
he's like, don't worry about that. You're going to take 3 more tests. You're going to have a bunch of homework grades. You can actually still get an A in the class. Don't worry about it. Just take the next test. You can still drop without getting a penalty. No problem. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And so I got in the car and I was driving home and I was kind of like sulking or whatever. And then I was like, hang on a second. You know, I mean, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 20 years. You know what I mean? People have been trying to choke me and crush me and beat me up. I can get through a math class. But it really completely changed my mentality when I looked at it in that context. I was like, you know what? I can push through this because of what I did before. And it really helped me.
So I got a question.
And I did get an A in the class, by the way.
I was talking about
Pow.
with
the curve.
And we were
Pow.
talking about
Pow. No curve.
how to train past that feeling. Like most people get to this point, they're like, I'm tired, and they just stop. But how do you get past that point to where you're just to like complete exhaustion? I mean, some people have it in them. Some people stop when they start feeling that uncomfortableness and then just kind of throttle back. I've been guilty of it myself.
Well, that's what you have to do. You have to realize that everybody has a certain amount of stamina. Like you have to imagine yourself like a character on a video game. You got that life bar. You got that life bar, right? So you need to be able to stretch that life bar out for the whole class. You know what I mean? And as your energy starts depleting, you need to get more and more and more defensive. So you're no longer trying to win the match. You're just trying to survive. You're just trying to not get submitted. And so what happens is people who like train a hard round, sit out, train a hard round, sit out. It's okay sometimes, but like what happens typically is that you end up getting in a cycle where you always do that and you never push through to that next level of cardio. Your goal in a jiu-jitsu class is to stay on the mat and train as much as you can safely, you know? So the way you get over that is simply by pushing through it at some point, and it's going to suck. It's going to be hard. But if you look at it in terms of as your energy is depleting, you're really just focusing more on defense and less on offense. Like you don't need to win every training session. That is not the goal.
So I think this is something that me and my brother got kind of like ahead of the curve on because of the training we did at the San Jack Club. Because there was no round timer. There really wasn't an instructor to tell
training
you.
no time limits is tough.
There really wasn't an instructor to be like, you go with him, you go with him. So it was just kind of like, hey, do you want to train? And then after a while, you'd be like, all right, cool. Let's just hey, I'm going to train with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
that's how I started out too.
So me and my brother got conditioned like this. And then whenever we would train at home, the same thing. There was no time limit. There's a video on YouTube. Wait, is it? I don't know. It might be on YouTube of us training in the garage for like an hour. It's like an hour-long video.
So ugly too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. It is really shitty jiu-jitsu. We start off with hoodies on because it was really, really cold. And towards the end of it, we're like not wearing shirts.
Naked.
And naked.
Brotherly love, bro.
Naked.
Brotherly love.
But
Turkish oil wrestling.
It's not on YouTube. It's on.
It's on
Pornhub.
RedTube, yeah.
Finding the third hook.
But like, I feel like that gave us like a different.
There's a market for it.
A different like.
You got to pay for the premium.
It's like a different view to training. You just got to keep going. There's not going to be a stop. A stop is somebody giving up. So if neither one is going to give up, you got to just keep fucking going and survive. And like, I mean, we did this multiple times where we trained for over 30 minutes, just constantly grinding.
Well,
he tap me, I tap him, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
You know what? That's an interesting point. I mean, like, different time limits are going to emphasize different things in the match. Definitely. You know what I mean? Like, you need to do all different. If you really want to have good, productive training and really develop all aspects of the game, you need to train 3-minute matches, 5-minute matches, 7-minute matches, 10-minute matches, 8-minute matches, 20-minute matches, 30-minute matches. Like, because each one of those things, it's kind of like gi and no gi. They're each going to teach you kind of something different.
That 3 minutes is going to give you that sense of urgency. The 20 minutes is going to give you that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to push
extend yourself.
It just teaches you how to adapt to the situation, which is incredibly important. You know what I mean? Like if you're in a match in a tournament or in real life, you know what I mean? You got to know kind of what you're working with. You got to know the boundaries of the area that you're in. You got to know the how much time you have, and all that stuff is a factor.
How to rotate to the right.
It teaches you that tired doesn't equal stop.
That's right.
Yeah, and you know, I was in swim for like the longest time, and I still feel it today. Like
is that like infinity?
The effects of
what's the longest time?
Floating.
He's still in swim right now.
I mean,
he's swimming right now.
He swam to the podcast.
So
swimming through life.
No, I was in swim from the age of 6 or 5 actually to 18, and so
13 years.
They're basically a black.
That's the longest time.
No. But one thing that swim did teach me is that whenever I'm getting tired, like I can
there's more left in the tank.
Yeah, like swim when I got to like my highest level in swim, there was
what rank is that?
There were certain times that I could feel like my I could feel my body starting to like I don't know.
Like second wind.
Fail?
No, like my body's starting to fail. Like oxygen, like not reaching everything.
It's like, we're cool. We don't need to do this any longer.
It was a horrible feeling, but because of the pressure put on by the swim team, I kind of had to keep going. There wasn't a whole lot of breaks.
And like we mentioned earlier, like at some point, the amount of pain you're feeling, it isn't going to get worse.
True. So
it just stops.
So I did.
You get accustomed to it, and you kind of adjust, and you just work through it.
If you don't know what interval training is, it's that you have to be back.
Yes.
In a certain
you
time.
can't recover is basically what it is.
And so whatever time, like let's say you have to be there and back in a minute.
Yeah.
Right? If you make it there and back in 50 seconds,
you get to rest.
You get 10 seconds rest.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to do so many of these that starts to fade. And so your 10 seconds rest turns into 3 seconds rest.
Yeah.
And then once you finish whatever set, your coach is there. You have a minute break, maybe a 2-minute break.
Yeah.
And he gives you another set just like that. So doing this every day, multiple times a day, I gained a certain like feel not only throughout the day, but throughout the week. Like one day I felt really good, but Thursday I didn't.
Yeah.
Just of where my body was in terms of like exhaustion.
I think this is one of the real values of like hard training too, is that for better or worse, you get a good sense of what you're capable of and like what kind of person you are. And regardless of the feedback that you get, it's good. Like you might realize that you're not as strong as you thought you were, but the good news is you can get stronger, or you might realize you're not as weak as you thought you were and you can still get stronger.
Yeah.
You know?
So of course I was in better, like I had better cardio when I was
in swim.
in swim, but I still have like a good sense of like, I don't know where my body is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. How old are you?
Did swimming give you you're like, hey man, if you need to cut weight or something for jiu-jitsu, you're like, I can shave my body in like a minute. Like, is it something like that? Like from swimming?
How much weight do you drop
from shaving?
From shaving?
Your brother's the grapple hedgehog, so
actually,
grapple kangaroo.
A lot of
now.
swimmers they wouldn't shave until they're big.
They're big old what?
They're big.
Yeah, because they train with the resistance.
Yeah, so
that hair resistance.
Fur resistance.
It's like jogging with a weight vest.
It'd be the same with the girls swim team.
Yeah,
like you'd see girls with like hairy armpits and hairy legs.
So
fucking hot.
No gi guys shave their arms.
No.
That's what you're saying?
I think that's weak.
Shave his.
So you can slip out of arm.
No, dude, because
I just sweat.
It's okay in swimming, but not in
What should you?
Hey, and I'll say this.
And
I'll
bicycle
say this.
riding.
I'll say this for you guys out there that are putting lotion on your skin, and you think nobody notices.
Bro,
we all notice.
Yeah, take that shit elsewhere. I don't care how ashy you are. Deal with that shit after class.
But seriously, is there any part of your body you should shave to be more effective at jiu-jitsu?
No, I don't think so because
Your
I don't think
crotch.
that matters so much. Because the reason why it's in swim is because it's a speed thing. It's
drag.
timed there's drag, and there's there's a certain time you have to make something
faster, hairless.
I think you could.
You cannot.
What about aerodynamic?
Would a nogi
like a
margarita
swimming
pad?
cap.
Would your shin slide faster with less hair? Like on a
And look, I'll say this: in no-gi, shaving your arms and your legs does create an advantage. It's way more slippery.
Okay,
you
but
guys
look,
keep
look,
greasing.
slippery is an advantage sometimes and is a disadvantage other times.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
that's what people don't realize. You know what I mean? Like being slippery is great sometimes. It is bad sometimes. If you're trying to hang on to somebody, it sucks to be slippery. If you're trying to yank out of an arm lock, it's pretty good to be slippery. So I think, people need to think about that kind of stuff. You know, it always depends on the situation. Sometimes you need more grip. Sometimes you need less grip. So I would just advise don't shave your body.
Yeah.
Should you drill shaving your body? Should it be something you drill?
No.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
do you have
Well played.
a non-bladed razor?
I
that
will
you do?
say so I don't know if I played high school sports. I think like everybody here,
Which one?
most of them.
No, which high school? Most of
Lady
them.
soccer.
Most of the high schools.
What high school did I go to?
Yeah.
I went to Greenwood High School in Midland, Texas.
Midland.
Shout out to Midland.
Class of 98.
Fuck yeah.
I was number 13 out of about 111 kids, I think.
That's a big class,
not
bro.
Bad. It's
So when
not
you went
bad.
back to your reunion, you were like, Mama, we made it.
I did not go to my
You just sat on
reunion
them?
because I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, I have mine this year. But
Yeah.
Brandon, you look the
I'm not
same as you did in
fighting
high school.
Dude,
What happened?
fucking reunions have gone out the window since
Dude, I would
Facebook's
not.
been around, man.
I
Like,
kind of wanted to go to the reunion just so I could
tap
like
some
spill a
folks.
drink on somebody.
and then
Fuck you,
you know?
Somebody in particular, or just anybody?
And they don't know you're
Well,
We
in
can
the
do
case
shout-outs.
of my school, anybody.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, anybody.
So shout out to Midland class of '98. You almost got drink spilled.
Like
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser when he fought the bull.
If you see me out,
Mind your P's and Q's.
yeah, just start
That's right.
just start swinging and consider it self defense, motherfuckers.
Find a napkin, bitch. You're gonna be drying off here shortly.
So we did something called burnouts. I don't know if anybody of y'all, some of you had to do it. You would put on, I don't know, a certain amount of weight. You would do as, like, let's say we're doing bench press, right? You put on a certain amount of weight. You would do as much. You would just go until failure.
Yeah.
Then you would take off 10 pounds or 5 pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you would do that until failure, right? All the way down to the bar. Well, I don't know if the coaches like conspired for this to happen, but every single time we did this, the moment that you got down to the bar, the girls like volleyball team or the girls basketball team would come in and watch everybody freaking out trying to lift the bar, and they would give you these ridiculous looks, and you'd be like, no, hang on, wait, we've been lifting for like an hour and I was doing way more weight before, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Susie Rockcroft.
It was so embarrassing,
bro.
man. It was horrible.
Susie Rockcroft.
Damn,
horrible.
bro. I feel bad for your high school penis, man. That
It was
sucks.
horrible.
Man.
Did you do those the burnouts?
Yeah, I do burnouts.
They're called
I didn't have
burnt out.
girls team walk in as I was doing
No,
them.
that only me.
That was only
Oh man, they would do that all the time. It's horrible.
yeah. Drop sets.
So shout out to
Drop
Midland.
sets.
that
Drop
what
sets
called
is what we call
Shout out
it.
Midland
Drop sets.
emasculation.
Yeah,
High school.
shout out to the Midland volleyball team class of '98 for coming
I
in
think it
and
was a
fucking
softball team that was laughing.
ruining these dudes fucking bar
You
lifting.
saw
Chicks will
Professor
fucking
Branding
lift.
benching the bar and struggling.
I'd be
back in high
impressed.
school.
Yeah, just realized I was doing way more. I made the pound for pound list on my football team on the bench press.
What was the max?
Weren't you like number
What was your
14?
max?
Like
I weighed about 125 pounds, and I think I benched like 220, I think.
That's impressive.
It's pretty good in high
That's
school.
impressive, man.
225.
220s.
225 is 2 plates.
No, 220s on each side. There's
Yeah,
like
I did.
120.
I think I can't remember exactly. I did between 200 and 220. I forget what it was. Maybe it was 200, maybe it was 210, something like that. But I weighed about 120.
A 45 and a 35 is 205. 245s is 225.
Yeah, so I must have done less. I don't think I did 245s. I think I did at least 200. I know that
Two
for sure.
plates is
Like for
every high
sure.
schooler's like goal.
That was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
when I like gave
plates.
up lifting heavy. I was like 2 plates on the bench.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Collegiate
pretty
football
much a
players
pro.
Is doing that like 25 times as their goal.
Who?
Collegiate like football.
Oh yeah, yeah. They gotta
Because that's
get.
part of the combine.
The combine.
See how many times you
They can do
bench
225. I can do one. Long time ago.
Then you
Probably
quit.
not now.
That's all that matters, man.
One
Get the 2
time.
plates and out.
Can you still bench 2 plates? You can still do it. I can't do it.
You see this guy like on Instagram doing all his like
I'm pretty confident I can still do over 200. I don't think I can get 2 plates.
but there's no reason for us to be lifting.
Yeah, it doesn't help us at all.
It's bad for your
That's how you
shoulders.
push somebody off.
Does hurt your shoulders.
Bench press. Bench press.
Dude, there's a lot of people who can do that. It's
Billy
class,
Jones,
man.
Iron
But,
Man.
but
Holy
even that
jeez.
is a lot of hips and back.
Yeah.
If you're really pushing somebody off you from side control,
That's more of
it's
a power clean.
yeah, exactly.
It's more of a power clean. than
It's
a
an
bench
explosive
press.
movement, really.
So Olympic
Compound
weightlifting, we
movement.
should be doing it.
Hey, I still power clean. Power cleaning is fun. I love doing that shit.
I would not
don't
use
like
that
cleaning
word
at
to
all.
describe power cleaning.
Yeah.
Fun would not be the word that I use to describe it.
It's fun.
Useful.
Effective and useful, yeah. And
I mean, on the fourth
beneficial.
set, it's not fun, but the first few times, it's pretty fun.
Dude, have you ever watched like the Olympic lifting? Where those
We
like
talked about this.
God,
We have
dog.
talked about this.
those like 115-pound women are like
more than all of us.
God, dog, man,
All of
it's
us.
insane.
That shit's
Over their
insane.
head, they're doing like 300 pounds.
They're doing 300 pounds of steroids too.
Dude, shout
I
out
don't
to
care.
all you,
I don't care.
lady
It's
lifters.
still impressive,
I
man.
worked out with a girl that was on the Mexican national Olympic lifting team.
Oh, yeah?
Fuck you up.
Man,
How big was she?
she was shorter than me.
No, but what weight class?
I don't know, but she was thick.
How much?
Yeah, but I mean,
how
like,
much
just
did she
guess, like
eat?
140, 150,
She was like-
120.
Got booty.
She got
was
thighs,
probably
bro.
Like, let's say 120,
Okay, 120.
but like
Like thick
And how much could she
120.
snatch?
a lot.
Like, I mean, just
she had all right.
How much could she lift with? Wait, what'd you say?
He knows all about her
She
stuff.
had like a horse booty. That's it, like
okay, yeah.
She curls with it. She's like,
booties. I got you. It's great.
So you got to
Man.
mount her on the left.
It's like a centaur, like a real centaur.
Yeah, horses don't like if you try to get on a horse from the right side, they don't like it.
what?
But you get them on the right side. They
What?
It's like a
I don't think that has to do
That's
with.
not true, bro. You
No,
need to play
I-
more Red
I
Dead
think-
Redemption.
What is it?
You can mount
I
your
don't
horse
think that
on
has
both
to do with
sides.
the horse.
He's talking about women.
No, the reason you get on hang on, the reason you get on a horse from the left side
That's pronounced
is
horse.
because you put your left leg in the stirrup and it's easier to throw your right leg over, which is typically your dominant leg, than to put your right leg and throw your left leg over. It has nothing to do with the side the horse
There's a ton of
likes.
videos of horses like rejecting people trying to get on their horse.
Okay, that might be true.
Because they're used to.
Exactly. But if you get like a horse that's just been broken and saddled, they're not going to have a preference.
He's Googling it right now. We got to do like a reality show where Coach Ricky breaks a horse.
Oh my God. So
Ricky, we need to
people,
title
if
this
you're
episode,
listening,
Mount Your
if you
Horse
don't
on the
hear
Left.
Coach Ricky say anything for the next 10 minutes, it means that we were all right.
The podcast
Right.
is over.
So, but yeah. With that being said, Ricky, keep researching because we want to follow up with this. We're
I just want to see Ricky's finger come up. Like, guys, I
Yeah.
just looked it up.
you've got about 30 seconds because we're gonna be closing this
I'm just gonna
down.
elaborate.
Yeah, we're closing this down. You got 10 seconds, Ricky.
Two-part, guys.
10
Close shit
seconds.
down. I keep talking.
10 seconds for your
I'll stay in
confirmation
here all
of
night.
horse
Sleep here. You
leftiness.
don't care,
look at
ladies and
his
gentlemen.
face. He's wrong.
Yeah.
We don't put a clock in for Damn, bro.
No comment.
He's like,
it-
can you find a
it
horse
says-
that doesn't like it mounted on the right? And he's like, yeah, this guy's named Jeff. He doesn't like it. Just this one fucking horse.
Jeff the horse.
Jeff the horse.
It says it's
Jeff the
because
horse.
soldiers would carry their swords on their left side.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck.
So you mean it wasn't because the horse didn't like it?
He's like, hey, sir, don't stab me with your fucking sword.
Like, I don't even wear a sword. Just
That
jump
sounded
on
like more
fucking
like, that's
thing.
like courtesy
That
thing.
sounds like horses are discriminated against left-handed people.
No, but either
Ricky
way,
could be like Ricky could
either
be
way,
like one of those guys.
my like little thing still worked.
How last time
She
you,
has a horse
What are
booty.
those things called that ride
She
horses?
ain't-
So yes, if you were wearing a sword, mount.
sword.
If you were wearing,
If you were marrying,
Hey, let's talk about the Marambola. Let's talk about the Marambola.
Professor Brandon, I can do this all
if
night.
you were mounting a power lifter, you should mount on the left side.
Yeah.
Yes, you're correct.
If she has a
Any
horse
side. Any side, the back side.
In case
Only
you-
on the
in
left
case you're
side.
wearing
That's my
a sword.
side.
So shout out to all you guys out there listening to us on a Monday night with your date, sitting here like,
horse
fuck, how am I get on this girl? If she power lifts, now you know.
Well, really?
Where the horse booty's at.
The stream's been really bad, so
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be I think hopefully we'll get more downloads because less people watched it live.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
stream's just-
Tell the McGuire effect. I'm too.
This was a good one,
At one
man.
point, it like jumped
Yeah.
off or something.
yeah.
We need to figure out what's going on. We're still in
video
the.
like 4 times.
JustKeepAns.com, 6-month guarantee, always free shipping.
Go
the hell outta
Grappling
here.
October 26th, December 7th, and yeah, fuck yeah.
There we go.
Mic drop.
And shout out to our new graphics on the back wall. I don't know if you guys saw it here, but This Right Podcast. It's somewhat official now. So here we are.
In this.
That's it. All right. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
some wings.
If you didn't get to see it tonight, download it tomorrow and bring in that fucking beat.
Beat up.